How we doing, boys and girls? Good morning. Welcome in. It is seriously windy outside today. It literally sounds like somebody's shaking the whole house. I don't know what's going on. The world has gone crazy. Mother Nature is telling us to relax, clearly. But how we all doing, boys and girls? Welcome in. I think we need to check up on some news this morning. And then after the news, I think we need to check in to see what's going on the PTR. There seems to be some developments that might be interesting. 10.0.7 is looking quite cool. Whether it be, a new ring with some fancy gems, whether it be a new zone and some new rares and some new things to kill, or even going, apparently, by the looks of things, all the way back in time and some recipe collection from some of the old raids, which is quite cool. So we'll have a little bit of a look at that. But I need to play catch up this morning. But more importantly, got to get some coffee in me. Absolutely. But how are we all doing? Are we good? Let's. I wanted to check Wowhead this morning. I've not had any time to investigate what's going on. What's going on? Did everybody have a good reset day though? Reset day yesterday should have been a good day for some goal making opportunities, I would hope. Oh, token price is slowly going up, I think we're going to see a very similar situation with the token price here as we did in Shadowlands. It never dipped quite as low as it did at the start of Shadowlands, but we seem to be growing 10k a month, which was the amount it grew in Shadowlands, which is interesting. All right, what's going on here then? Let's have a little bit of a looky. Can we get chill with some of these ads? Wow, okay, you can make the screen tiny. Okay, it's at that point the ads disappear. Fine. Oh no, then they just pop up here. Jesus. I need to pay for Wowhead Premium, clearly. Blizzard explains the primordial stone system. Oh, have they actually put some clarification to this? Oh, my lord, okay. What be this? Ooh, the Onyx Amulet Ring and Primordial Stones. They're gonna give us a heads up to this. This is nice. We'd like to shed some light on the specifics of the features surrounding Primordial Stones and how they work. Maybe try U-block instead of ad block. Yeah, I don't particularly like to on websites that I use frequently, and I can consider using them for work. With Wowhead, I've just paid for premium in the past. It's like a euro a month or something. I don't care, but it's my subscription has clearly lapsed. By questing in 10.0.7, you unlock the Zekara Vault. Maybe we can have a little bit of a test of this, which is a solo instance dungeon with some fun little puzzles to solve. As you venture through it, you'll acquire the Onyx Amulet Ring and a bunch of primordial stones that can be socketed into it. These stones have trinket-like effects, and some work together to create some spicy combinations. But even Blizzard using the spicy combinations. Okay, sure. Spicy. It's a spicy meatball. Okay. The vaults are where you get the stones. They can be accessed with the keys that you receive from rares and chests across the Forbidden Reach. Okay, so you got to do some Outer World stuff to do some... get the Outer World stuff done. You get some keys. You can go do the vault. In the vault, you get the ring. In the vault, you also get the stones. Okay, starts to make sense. They even use bananas further on. Do they actually? Hang on. I don't know if you're memeing now. The keys will be bind on account, so you can get your alts into the Zekara vaults easily. Good. You can crush your primordial stones into fragments, which can be repurposed into an item to upgrade your favorite stones through your local jewel crafter. Bananas. Maybe jewel crafters are going to get some love then. As if jewel crafters need any more love. Okay, you can crush your primordial stones into fragments, which can then be repurposed into an item to upgrade your favorite stones. So you break it to make it. Color me interested. You can use these fragments to purchase newer stones from the researcher. While you can't buy specific stones, they come in families, so you'll be able to target the stones you want. Oh, this sounds a lot like loot boxes, doesn't it? You can use some of your crushed stones, and you can buy a jewel box, and you can open your jewel box and hope you get a shiny diamond. Okay, sure. Primordial stones can be unsocketed. Okay. Our intent here is to minimize random outcomes. No, it's not. If your intent here was to minimize random outcomes, you would take away this randomness. Blizzard, we're not stupid. 2 sentences ago, you said you can't buy specific stones. Oh, but our intent is to minimize randomness. Okay. To minimize it, not get rid of it. So that you can customize and experiment with your Onyx Amulet similar to the Mechagon Trinket, the pocket-sized computation device. Being able to upgrade your favorite stones will also increase the item level of the ring to 424, allowing its power to scale up in a deterministic way. Over course, given its maximal item level, we expect that you'll replace it with something better in Dragonflight Season 2. Thank you for reading. We're excited to see what you do with them and how you feel about getting your hands on these. Ancient primordial stones. When Blizzard? Yeah. Okay. Alrighty then. That's See, we spoke about this a little bit yesterday. My hope with this is that it's not particularly game-breaking in any way, shape, or form. It's just a thing to work on while you are in the new zone, right? Most zones and most content has like a thing, a something, whether it be a piece of gear that you're after, a mount that you're after, a reputation that you're chasing, whatever the case may be. It has a thing that you're kind of working on and you're tinkering with. This seems like just a little system that they've probably just copy-pasted for the most part. They've probably just yoinked this from some previous system and just changed the code up a little bit. But it sounds reasonable enough. I like the fact that they give it some element of upgradability, but with the mindset that, you know, come Season 2, you'll can it off. You'll get something better, something different. Every time this track plays, I think that my Spotify is going weird, and it's not. It's just a stupid track. We skipped that one. I want more glyphs. Yeah, scribes have been calling out for glyphs for a long time. We kind of have switched glyphs for manuscripts now, so it's a little bit different. Is this going to be a new tree for Jawncraft? No, not at all. When it says through your local Jawncrafter, it will probably be a single recipe that Jawncrafters get that takes X amount of something and turns it into Y amount of something. And it's just a process. It's just to make it feel like crafters are involved in some way, I would assume. My suspicion is that whilst your Jawncrafters will have a part to play, it probably won't be very big, a menial task. But we'll have a little bit of a look into this then. That's interesting. Sounds fun. I can't believe I'm contemplating reading forum comments, but if only the manuscripts were BOE. Yeah. Whilst they may not strictly be, BOE, at least, you know, there's lots of the components in them that are, so. Sounds like the Heart of Azeroth all over again. I mean, I don't think it's quite that bad. Heart of Azeroth was an expansion feature. That was the problem. What doing, doggos? What doings? Both my dogs are a little bit confused. A, why they're in the studio again. Why weren't they able to stay asleep on the sofa in the main house? And B, why the whole building is shaking because it's super windy. You chill. You do some chilling. I should set doggy cam up again, shouldn't I? I don't know where where did Doggo Cam even go? Oh, Doggo Cam's back there. Hang on. We've changed our position, so I unplugged a few things. Should we fix this, shall we, Toppers? Put you back on camera. Have you see the people? This is why I need wireless headphones as well. Oh no, USB cable caught in. Okay, we're good. Alright. Bada bing, bada bing. Now I've got to try and work out where the doggos are going to sit. Hang on, let's see if it still works. Boop. No, it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't. Properties. Okay. I run the risk of breaking everything here. Okay, it doesn't want to play again. Maybe try a different USB hole. Oh, that time it didn't even beep. I think Doggo Cam might be dead. What if you deactivate it and activate it? Ah! My God! It's in my face. It worked. There we go. Look. Ah, Boo Bears. You on show now? Yeah. You're on camera. Say hi to chat. She doesn't want to say hi. Yeah, she's going to chill. There's doggo number 2 here as well. Boop! Doggo number 2! Say hi. Say woof. They do far too much of the woofing. There we go. We'll leave Doggo Cam there. Okay, this primordial gem business though sounds alright to me. I don't have any issues with this. It sounds fine to me. No problems whatsoever. I think it'll be a cool little thing to, just keep up with, just something to keep you occupied in the new zone. And I don't think it's going to be something that lasts all that long, which at the same time I think is a bonus. Short, sweet, keep you busy for a couple of weeks, job done. No problems. Okay. What else is going on then? Community Council live chat regarding the trading post. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay. Today, several members of the WoW Community Council met with the World of Warcraft trading post developers. The discussion covered details of the development of the trading post as a new WoW feature, as well as thoughts and suggestions about what items and cosmetics could be included in future updates. Whoa, this is like an hour long. I don't particularly think that we should be watching all of this as it's an hour long, but let's...
to the developers of the Trading Post today. And today we have joining us Jeremy Fiesel, Jen Hauer,
An hour
Crystal
video
Tan,
that's
Tyler
content for a
Newhouse,
week.
and Kenny McBride from the development team. And then you've got us, the community representatives, Liam, Randy, Bethany, and myself.
I don't think I care about the Trading Post
and
enough
so we're here
to watch an
just
hour-long
talk
video.
about Trading Post, what you guys think. And then I guess to kind of kick off the discussion, I'll throw kind of an opening question to Jeremy. And do you have any, I guess, like, would
So
you
we
mind
got
giving us a little
Jeremy,
bit of insight into some of like the original ideas and goals?
Jeremy,
and, like, the
Jen,
driving
Crystal,
force
Tyler,
behind,
and Kenny.
bringing the Trading Post to WoW?
For sure. So this was, number of months ago, as you can imagine, with any feature that has, this number of associated art assets.
Can Blizzard developers not afford green screens? This is no shade, but like surely, just buy green screen.
We started discussing this, and I'm interested in if Jen has a slightly different take on this than I do about like what the initial like driving idea was. What I remember is because there's always with a big feature, there's always a variety of different ideas that are sort of coming together to conglomerate to make what ends up becoming the feature. But what I remember during the time, one of our main goals, and this was like following a lot of the additions of customizations that we did in the Shadowlands, what a lot of people were enjoying, and we were talking at the time about how we were going to be revamping professions in Tenno. And that was getting us down the rabbit hole of like profession RP items, which ended up turning into a lot of the profession items that ended up added to the profession.
Whoa, hang on. Profession RP items, are they're obviously referring here to all the tools and the accessories. The fact that they made some cool looking, the Jewel Crafters had like, you had the mining hat and all of this sort of stuff. The effect is so bad, it's really distracting, but I can't look away from it. Yeah. In a world where we very quickly have to adapt to, remote stuff, it amazes me that, people who are actually in the industry still rely on very, very basic setups, for sure.
Profession system that lets you put on a cool hat when you turn into something. But we're having a lot of discussions about players being able to show off their identity in game, right? Whether that's their transmogrification or other elements of the collection system, and the RP fantasy, and thinking about ways that we could really sort of give back to the community that are transmog enthusiasts, because we all really know what the end game of World of Warcraft is. It's what you're wearing. And so
straight from a Blizzard dev. Oh, forget those big fancy raids and that. It's all about looking good, right? Oh, sure. Lovely. You've seen some of the setups of techies in those LTT vids, right? 5K Intel upgrades. I have seen a lot of the Intel 5K upgrades. That's true. Transmog is life, apparently so. Loot lasting a single tier, transmog lasts forever. Oh God. Maybe it's just World of All the Things. Should we just rename it? Just give it a new tagline, just World of All the Things.
So we started discussing, what was a way that we could give a wide variety of different new collectibles to players that could allow them to dress their character in wildly different ways that don't necessarily go down the lines of exactly what the storyline is.
World of
right
Bling.
Now. What are ways that we can do some fun off-the-wall wacky RP things, but also give you a variety of different cloaks and give you, a bunch of different people have a variety of different things they want to get out of the transmog system. Everybody from, I want to dress like a cool knight to, I want to be in a Dark Moon Jester or into my Wendigo Woolies. So I think that, that got a lot of momentum because there's a lot of excitement there for just a variety of different things that you can do there. But I'd be interested if Jen had a different take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the beginning of Trading Post being about, right, like two different problems we were trying to solve. One was like, wow, there's so much of the world of Warcraft and there's like so much fun stuff playful, just screw around with people, fun stuff you can do. You don't always want to go into like raid or dungeons and stuff like that. Sometimes you want to just explore and have fun and do silly stuff. At least my guild does. That's one side. And then the other problem we're trying to solve is Kenny and the art team make so much incredible stuff that just like
Art team
deserves a home and
carries.
deserves to be out with our
Art
players.
team totally
And so
carries.
Trading Post kind of developed as a way to blend those two together, because transmog is everybody, right? Everybody,
No,
like
it's
it's
not.
one of the very few evergreen, is what we call it, like perpetual systems in WoW. It's not expansion dependent. It's not
Oh, well, that's true.
race or class or how you play, right? It's fun and it's cool and it's part of the game. So it came with these two different problems. We were kind
Do we think, not to be a Paul's Andy too much here, but what do we actually think that if, because transmog is transmog in WoW, but in every other game in the entire gaming industry, it's referred to as cosmetics. How much do you think cosmetics would be pushed on players in all video games if it wasn't for the fact that it is the most easily monetized system? Because World of Warcraft have done quite well with not dipping too far into the monetization side of things, but every single game has microtransactions, and it's fine because they're just cosmetics. I mean, I know I'm one of the few people who really, really could not care less about what my character looks like in a video game. I couldn't give a single hoot about transmog in World of Warcraft, yet World of Warcraft is one of probably the biggest culprits out there for it. Its transmog collection is so extensive, it makes H&M's range of dog shit clothes look, tiny. But why do that many people really care about the cosmetics? I don't know. I just think it's so heavily abused in video games, and they need to chill with the cosmetics. Sure, you can make cosmetics and people enjoy it, but spend more time making the actual game better, Art team carries
of
for sure.
trying to solve, and brought them together and said, what if we just rewarded everybody for playing how they enjoy playing, and develop this awesome, what we hope is an awesome system, and just
I like
put it
this
out there
gen
and see what
lady.
happens.
I like this gen lady. Reward players for playing the game the way they want to play the
I know,
game.
Kenny,
Let them have
when
fun.
we first
Yes.
started talking about it, like often when we ask the art team, could you develop this or that, you guys go over and above creating amazing things in the mount specials and the FX and stuff like that. And one of the challenges on
I
this
care
was
as long as
we
the
said,
cosmetics look
we want
good.
super cool, awesome things, but like common level, right? We don't.
As a woman who has to spend 45 minutes every morning just to leave the house looking like society/work expects me to, I do not care about transmogs. I'd play Mythic Plus wearing a paper bag. Hey, yeah, I guess that's sometimes you just want to leave that business aside. I get it. I really wish Blizzard would release some data on how much gold is sucked out of the game by the transmog vendor. I think it'd actually be pretty sizable, It amounts to considerably more than repair fees, unless you happen to be the tank. The tank obviously has some pretty steep repair fees under normal circumstances, but if there was a paper bag that you could transmog it, oh Lord. I don't even want to play characters if they don't look well put together. I see that's the other side of it, right? Some people really do get deep into how their character looks, but I just don't understand it. I really don't.
Want it always to be epic stuff. What do you think of that challenge?
Yeah. transmog, the history of like customization and the things we offer in World of Warcraft is just hearing y'all talk about
Who
that
is
just
this
now
dude?
takes me back
What
to
is
the
that
evolution
hat?
of what we've offered throughout the game.
Captain
And
Kenny
to
over
answer
here.
your question, what's interesting for us as artists is so often we would pitch something that was like, oh, it'd be really cool if I had like, you know, just a hood or an outfit or something to kind of like, you know, just express myself in a different way than, you know, I just slayed 1,000 demons, which is cool too. But there's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of like
cool.
this RP lower level
Transmog
aspect
push.
of fantasy that usually when we make content, it's for something that is specified to the story.
Captain's hat and
Whereas the trading
headphones.
post has kind of opened up this
It's a
opportunity
look.
for us to harken back to old things, current things, but also things that aren't necessarily part of the immediate narrative, which I think is a fun challenge for artists because we're like, oh, I'd love to make, you know, just this cool hood or, you know, a mount that isn't necessarily like grounded in a specific aspect of what.
Hey, I tell you what, if somebody turns up and they've got that big piece of cheese hat on, that's
the
a
lore
win.
is going. So I think we like that as artists, the open box aspect of it.
Bring on the
awesome.
transmog shaming.
And at least for me, it sort of like piles on itself. For very early on, there was a debate as to would players really want flower corsages? And I was adamant that yes, I do not represent all players, but I want a flower corsage. And so could we please at least try to see whether players wanted flowers corsages? So as I'm sporting my flower corsage, which was of course the first thing I bought, I had to find my simplest black dress to set it off. Message to Kenny, could we please have more simple black dresses? Like it keeps piling on itself, at least for me.
For me as a player, I
Why don't they go like just off the deep end with this sort of stuff? They really should go off the deep end. Why do they not allow for community created cosmetics? They really should just go off the deep end with it. I mean, I know Final Fantasy is where they go a little bit more silly with it. And there are some, the Guild Wars 2 die system also, yeah, gives people the ability to customize things a little bit more so. But I don't know, why don't they just go like totally off the deep end? You know, add-ons are a thing. Maybe if Blizzard make the models and those models can then be custom skinned by players however they want. But then again, does that take the agency away from Blizzard to have, you know, the control, you know, whether they should choose to then monetize it, or I don't know. Because then you could have it so that players, you know, you could have, I mean, it's all part of tailoring profession for sure, but then it leads NFT. Oh my God, somebody said it. I was waiting for the word NFT to turn up. Give us dye colors, job done. See that, considering so much stuff that we get is just a recolor anyway. Collecting 12 different recolors, just give us the ability to dye it. Yeah, it makes sense, I think, to me.
think a lot about how I'm not getting to do as much transmog collecting as I would otherwise because I'm so focused on what I consider to be, you know, like group play. Like I'm focused on doing battlegrounds and my arena team, and maybe you know, making sure that I'm doing pet battle content or that sort of thing. And like all of the stuff I'm doing is sort of preventing me from getting the items that I'd really like to go get because I only have so much time. And I just really appreciated that this system was designed to reward me for playing the way I play. I can see it in others. I can see that they're you know, they're also doing their combination of things now and are earning some additional rewards that they didn't used to. I was curious about whether or not, maybe this is a question for Kenny, whether or not this is now prescriptive. Like, does the
raid in a
trading
Manthieus
post
Gold dick
open
tabard
up some things that the art team wouldn't have really focused on in the past? Because now there's a place to get things into players' hands that you know, like I say, they might not have ever been trying for because of how they play.
Absolutely. As in my history of playing the game, even before I worked on WoW, I used to hang out with my friends playing the game and go, "Wouldn't it be cool if we added this? Oh, wouldn't it be cool if we added that?" Just as like fans of the game and an artist. And then that mentality is still the same since I've worked with the character team for the last 10 years.
Is
that,
there actually a point in this where we get to like, is there like a Q&A section at some point? I don't know if there is. This is one dude. This dude has got himself a rig. This dude knows where it's at. Do we get like? This video is just way too long and it's way too slow for me to care about it that much. Because we need a TLDR to this. We absolutely need a TLDR. Have they done a, crib notes for it? They haven't yet. Maybe that'll come out in the next few days. I have a feeling that, I was kind of enjoying the video, but go to the video in YouTube, see if there are timestamps in the comments. That's a good question. That's a good point. No, apparently not. Apparently not. No timestamp handy, unfortunately. So I guess we'll have to wait for that. I cannot sit through an entire hour of somebody talking about transmog, unfortunately, as I suspect that might be what it is. But either way, it's good that they are actually, using the community council effectively. I'm not entirely sure why it's taken like way over a year for these sorts of things to happen. But it is good that they're speaking to community council members about it. Do we dare look at the forums and have a little bit of a look in the WoW community council? They probably made a thread in here somewhere, didn't they? The live chat. Okay, they've only just linked to it. Two of the more formidable community council members have chimed in regarding farming stuff like Invincible. Bosses with drops like these should see skip access across the board, since almost every run of those raids beyond number 10 or so is all about that 1% drop. It's also kind of getting out of hand when you have to or can farm 1% drops in 20 individual weekly lockouts on one character. Some bosses already seem to have drop chances around 3%. No particular reason. That definitely feels better these days. Okay. Druid forms in BFA, you can find the model, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me because I clearly haven't watched the whole video. One thing I want to say, thank you for adding some of the pink armor into the game, even if it's so far locked behind the trading post. As a lover of pink, it saddens me how little pink has existed in WoW for almost 2 decades. To see multiple pink adjacent, only one truly pink thing has been added, the iridescent cloak that has gradients, makes me happy. So this is where you just need, you see, this entire thing, you could have pink, orange, blue, purple, rainbow, whatever the fuck you wanted. If you added like a dye system, there'd be no problem with that whatsoever. You could take a piece of gear and you could just, color gradient the whole thing. Sure. That would take people's customization levels to a new level, I reckon, quite quickly and easily. I think that would be all right. All right, so overall, if you wish to watch the entire video of this, please, head over to the YouTube and give it a watch. I can't possibly sit through an hour's worth of transmog video, unfortunately, as I want to do other things today as well. But that's quite, like I said, I'm happy that they are, involving the community council at least some part about the X54 Heartbreaker mount. Oh no, are they already complaining about this? Have people got the mount, by the way, this year? I've not tried because I've already got it. But is it still Is it still stupidly low drop rate on this thing? Got it on my first kill this year. I'd keep that quiet. People are going to come after you. Seeing lovers in the air, the world remains about the corner. Decided to make the topic about this. Had to drop blah blah blah. Last year, many players posted about the drop rate for this particular mount being extremely low. According to the Blizzard post I linked, Blizzard stated they were looking at a solution. Blah 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 blah. This was back in January. Was there an update more recently then? 18 days ago, 1 day ago. A follow-up for anybody who comes along this thread and didn't know. Greatly increased drop rate on your first attempt each day. What do they consider to be greatly increased? Let's put the tunes back on. See, told you, Ginny. You get the lynch mob after you if you get it in your first try. It's like why I love people. I love telling people I got my vial of the sands out the first jar, because that triggers people like no end. We've heard your feedback on the frustrations with the X54 Heartbreaker, the Love Rocket. And feel the pressure of having to farm them out by cycling through as many alts as possible every day. From now on, the first heart-shaped box you receive each day across your Battle.net account, not per character, by the way, will have a greatly increased chance of containing the mount. Any subsequent heart-shaped boxes you earn on your character after the first each day will drop the mount at the previous original rate. So, I'm going to be brutally honest. Kill it once on one character and then stop, because otherwise you're just gonna, you're gonna cry yourself into a hole. At the old drop rate, the old drop rate was disgusting. Lovers in the Air begins. It's been up and running for a few days now. You should possibly be on your third high drop chance attempt. So spritz on your favorite perfume and head to Shadowfang Keep dungeon event to defeat Apothecary Hummel for your chance at the fantastic flying fuchsia fuselage that you fancied far too fervently for what seems like forever. They did that deliberately. I can't believe I said that without swallowing my tongue. Imagine if they renamed it to this, the fantastic flying fuchsia fuselage. Fuchsia fuselage. That would be a better name for it. Why didn't they do that? This stupid X54 Heartbreaker. No, the fantastic flying fuchsia fuselage. It's the 4th day of Lovers in the Air. I'm tired. Pre-coffee brain. Okay, that's good though. It's good. Go get it. Go get it. What else is happening in the news? Blizzard Entertainment celebrates its 32nd birthday. Is it really 32? Is Blizzard Entertainment 32 years old? Wow. What was the first game that they made? Founded on the 8th of February 91 under the name Silicon and Synapse by, Mr. Morhaime himself. Before beginning development of their own software in 93 with games like Rock and Roll Racing, I remember Rock and Roll Racing, The Lost Vikings, the company then renamed Chaos Studios Inc. for a short time before becoming Blizzard Entertainment in 94, making their mark on the world with the release of Warcraft, Orcs and Humans. They could have at least called it the X69. Yeah, you're probably right. Hey, look, that's quite clever. That's quite clever. Happy 32. That's quite clever. Well, happy belated birthday, Blizzard Entertainment. Let's keep the controversies to a minimum. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how Love Rocket is actually considered offensive in the first place. I mean, you could argue that 1/2 the population has one. 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 1/2 the population has one The Winterpelt Furbogs of Azure Span, how to unlock and gain reputation in 10.0.7. We'll have a little bit of a look at that. Okay, now we're getting into... Now we're just getting into the... into yesterday's news. Primordial Stones available for testing. This is one I want to go and have a little bit of a look at. I want to go and investigate this a touch. Anything on the subreddits this morning before we head into game and start doing some stuff? Today's vendor shuffle hotfix. Vendors have amassed enough Ceravite skeleton keys to lockpick for years to come and are now offering a lower price for them. Wow, okay, sure. Okie dokie. Well, anybody who was shuffling Ceravite skeleton keys, your fun is over. I want to meet the person who actually calls theirs a love rocket. True. Love rocket got nothing on Anal Thunder Fury or Dirge. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, trade chat will still /2 will still be still be rocking the same humor from 18 years ago. I don't have it. I don't care in the same way that you don't care about transmogs. Fair point. So there was clear. I must admit I didn't notice this was a thing, but surely some people had, and enough people had for Blizzard to realize that okay, too many skeleton keys are being crafted here. I wonder what that's done to the price of Ceravite ore then. That must be why that Ceravite ore went down to like 4 or 5 gold and stayed there. My suspicion is now that Ceravite might actually tank in value further than it already has, if it was being artificially inflated by some sort of shuffle. I've said this for a long time. Blizzard doesn't particularly like any material to have a value above about 2 gold. Because they control the amount of it that you can acquire, and then they also try and control the amount of it that each individual item can be worth if, shuffled in some fashion. When things start being worth more than 2 gold a piece, it starts to print a little bit too much money too quickly. So Ceravite skeleton keys must have come afoul of that. I suppose I don't know what they were being vended for previously, but maybe we can do the maths on that real quick just to see what it is now changed to. Get an indication to where the price of Ceravite might go. If the price of Ceravite drops, that's also going to bring everything with it. Because if the price of Ceravite drops, that will bring the price of diamonds down. If it brings the prices of diamonds down, it will bring the price of draconium ore down as well. It will drag things with it. Is it Blacksmith that makes the Ceravite keys? I don't even know. I think it's Blacksmiths. It's usually blacksmiths that make the keys and stuff, isn't it? They were vendoring for 20 gold. Ceravite break even was 3 gold and 20 with rep discount. Is that what it was? So what have they changed it to? Obviously, it doesn't strictly mean that the Ceravite key is still going to be the So now they've changed it so that they only vendor for 4 gold each. Okay. Did each individual key vendored for 20 gold? So crafting one of these was giving you 5 keys, giving you something to vendor worth 100 gold. So 20 Ceravite ore plus 3 primal flux would return 100 gold for you. So your efforts were to get your Ceravite. Okay, yeah. 3 gold, 20-ish sounds about right. Now they've slashed that, which may mean that Ceravite ore can dip further in value. You mean a profession other than tailoring leatherworking had a viable vendor shuffle? Nerf it. Well, Blizzard don't like vendor shuffle. Like I said, I've said this 100 times. Blizzard are not a fan of vendor shuffles. They don't like any way that a player can print money, even if it's time consuming. Because if they can print money, it can also be done 24 hours a day without any other player interaction, and it's just generally negative for the overall player base. So the likelihood is that Ceravite will stack up a little bit. I mean, there's already huge quantities of it now available at around 4 gold, 30. It's likely to dip further than that now that that shuffle's gone, because there won't be any reason for people to continuously buy it, so that, you know, these quantities will not last all too long. If Ceravite goes down, what the hell happened on prices here? If Ceravite goes down in price, no, what was it? Limited diamonds will also then go down in price, which after yesterday's reset, we're actually starting to see happen. 2,500 diamonds, less than 7k a piece now. The cheapest, I think we've nearly, well, obviously not ever seen these, but in recent times seen these. So there's a good chance that a few markets will, few materials, mining is going to become less valuable. Because if diamonds go down in price, like I said, that also brings draconium ore down. Draconium ore will go down with it as well, as it'll, you know, if the entire prospecting is based on the price of diamonds. So if if draconium goes down, Ceravite goes down. If Ceravite goes down, draconium goes down. The only one that's a little bit immune to it is the Casgarite, because Casgarite is never prospected. You've got to be out of your mind to prospect this stuff, because it's just not. Sure, you get 9 diamonds out of a stack of Casgarite, but I mean, a stack of Casgarite is 284,000 gold. You'd need to be selling your diamonds for 30k a piece to make that worthwhile prospecting. You're just never going to do it. You're not going to be prospecting Casgarite until they provide actual Casgarite nodes. That's just not a thing. Okay, fine. Quick check on recipes uncollected. Any blacksmithing recipes? Oh my lord. Hang on. Oh my lord, that is actually genuinely the outstanding recipes that I do not own. Sheesh. Well, we can't have these. We can't have, like, super cheap recipes that I don't know. Ooh, that's remarkably expensive. Enchanting. How in the world do I not have that? Requires previous rank. That might be problematic. I wonder if I have the previous rank. Mark of the Trained Soldier. Illusion, Primal Earth, Primal Air, Primal Fire, Primal Frost. These have dipped in value a lot. Saves me Earth, Fire, Air, and Frost. Don't particularly feel like spending 600k on the mastery one, though. Sheesh. That's still a spicy meatball. Siege in 15 for an ult. I think I got all my sieges done yesterday. But that's good to know for others, if you still need to get your siege done. Chant weapon potency. Sure.
This is when you leave.
Okay, stop spending gold. Stop spending gold. That wasn't why we're here. All the squirrels. Squirrels get expensive. Oh, there's 100k in my mailbox, though. Where did I get 100k from? Oh, some obsidian seared alloys I sold. Yoink. Some of these recipes learned. Make all the things go crazy. Ah, enchant neck, mark of the claw, rank 3. I apparently don't have rank 2 even. Nor do I have mark of the trained soldier rank 2. That's problematic. They're from all the way back in Legion. Oh dear, they're going to sit in my bags for a while, aren't they? Primal Earth, Primal Fire. We can make all of these illusions, get some first time craft bonuses. Okay. Yeah, we've probably got first-time craft bonuses all over the place. Look at the amount of first-time craft bonuses I can harvest with blacksmithing. 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, okay, well, probably not these, because these are bind on pickup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's 19 first-time craft bonuses I can harvest with blacksmithing. That's going to give me an extra 19 points, which will, in theory, mean I could max stonework. Just so that it's done. I've noticed that if you complete the Accord weekly on 3 characters before you pick up the quest on alts, your alts will only have to gain the 3k rep to complete the Accord quest from then on. Is that the case? I thought on alts the very first time... That might be true, actually. I have noticed that I've had the Accord quest a few times without the need of doing a feast or without the need of doing a siege. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe once you've done it 3 times, then it's like, okay, you're good now. That would be interesting. Okay, 19 first-time crafts I could get with blacksmithing. Enchanting. I mean, my first-time craft bonus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points I could gain from first-time crafts here. On top of the 11, so that's another... That could be up to 22 enchanting knowledge I could have right now. That's actually before I've even done my weekly stuff. So 22 plus 14. I got loads of points to spend. Loads of points. Not really too sure where I'm going to put them, though. Illusory goods. Oh, okay. That then means making these things. Now I've bought those recipes, I probably should do something with them, really, shouldn't I? Although, that said, they appear to be wildly negative monies. Wildly negative monies. I don't have 20 awakened air in my bags to see the true value, but an awakened air is 268. Let's just call that 250, 500, 5,000 gold just for the awakened air minimum. Plus 2 resonant crystals, so 6,000 gold actual minimum crafting cost. And these things are selling for 5,500. Okay, so these are also something where, as if you have not got full points in this. Oh, skill. Hang on. Gain +1 skill per point. +5 skill when crafting illusionary goods. Why the hell would you want skill with this? There is absolutely zero necessity for you to have skill when crafting this, because they don't have quality ranks. What? Is there anything under illusion? Okay, there's a primal invocation extract. What the hell is this thing? Perform an elemental invocation, transforming into the elemental summon for 15 minutes, 1 hour cooldown. Hello? 230,000 gold profit? What now? What now? Craft Sim, I think you've, go home, Craft Sim, you are drunk. Something there is not quite right. Check quality 3 variations. Primal invocation extract. Where's the button for... Hang on. Which one is it? It's not that one, is it? Price overrides? No. Specialization info? No. Whoa. What the hell is a quality 3 version doing at 734,000 gold? What? What? Just point at the 3 gold dots? You who now? What am I missing? Oh yeah, clever. Why are the why? Can anybody please inform me why? What is going on here? Primal invocation extract. All it does is last 5 minutes longer.
I have all the time in the Isles.
Primal invocation or something. What? These are region wide. I can't stress enough. What? The most common ones are quality 2. And these things have a 50... What? I am 7 levels of confused.
I knew you would like my wares.
Discovery through primal extraction. Glimmers of insight. So you got to go inside of the blue. You're going to go into this one. Where? Learn to perform elemental shatter, destroying an awakened element to briefly grant you combat stats. What? Hang on. So confused. So confused. Primal extraction, glimmers of insight. Primal extraction. I'd say nearly nobody has the recipe. I would put money on the fact that probably almost nobody has the recipe. I mean, that's clearly got to be the situation here. That hang on, what's Wowade got to say? Clearly, just nobody knows how to make this thing. Probably that item. Requires an awakened air, an awakened earth, an awakened fire, frost, and order. I'm so confused about the whole thing. I have the tree capped on my main and I haven't ever seen it drop. Sheesh. That's wild. That's actually madness. Okay. I mean, we'll probably get it at some point event. The problem is the insight to the blue tree is probably the last tree I care about as enchanting. You got to get the drop primal inspiration. That's probably the issue there, then, isn't it? That literally nobody has it. You've got to have this thing pretty much maxed out. Sheesh. Okay. The only reason I was even found that was because I was questioning why the flippity doodah would you ever need skill in illusionary goods. But apparently, if you so happen to have the right recipe, then maybe you do. But even then, that's actually wild. That's actually wild. I think Oribos Exchange has seen a few of those on the EU, but not many. The fact that we are, like, what are we now, like 10 weeks into the expansion, probably more so. And there's only one of these available across the entire EU is mental. There's a secret finding Discord and nobody in there knows how to get it, but someone knows. Wild. There's only 84 of the quality 2 ones even. Oh, this is going to send me down a rabbit hole of discovery, isn't it? One person is luck, not knowledge. Oh, very true. Very true. What does this node do? Learn to extract elements within elements within primal elementals, further studying their magic and acquiring additional reagents. Grants a plus 1% chance to acquire additional rousing elements per point in this spec. Learn to improve your elemental extraction, gaining a small chance to acquire additional reagents. Earned when primal extraction is learned. Is this thing going to be... I don't even know what the item does, if I'm honest. What does the item even do? Perform an elemental invocation, transforming into the elemental summon for 15 minutes. Is it just an appearance thing? Is it just a transmoggy appearance thing? I don't even know what the thing does.
Take all the time you need.
It's a fun item that nobody would buy. Primal invocation thingy.
You have a bright future.
I want to know what the hell it does. I'm intrigued. Curiosity has got the better of me. Hey, look! I'm a little swirly boy. Empowered by a primal invocation. 15 minutes remaining. Can I still do things? Oh. Well, if I fly my mount, I'm no longer a swirly boy. But I dismount and I'm back being a swirly boy. I'm literally a fart in the wind. Can we do things? Hey, look! I can still do things. Now, it's mighty expensive. It's mighty expensive for one-time use. But the wings on it look funny. Look at it with wings. It's got wings. The appearance is slightly broken because its shield is now on its head. What about Guardian of the Ancient Kings? Doesn't change anything. Yeah, the model is not perfect. I think you might get a toy if you get all 4 out of 5 elementals. Should have bought the 20-minute version. Oh, clearly. Clearly for 700k. Still worth 12k. Are you shitting me? Used it and an ad popped up? There's a solution for that. It's called Twitch Turbo. See, I mount back up though, and I convert back into regular form. But I dismount, and I'm back into being my swirly boy. Okay. Well, that's what it does. Now my question. Now curiosity is getting the better of me. What I don't understand is what the primal extraction even is. Learn to extract elements within primal elementals, further studying their magic and acquiring additional reagents. Gain a 1% chance to acquire additional rousing elements per point in this spec. But when doing what? Learn to improve your elemental extraction, gaining a small chance to acquire additional rousing elements. I don't even know what the primal what it is. Now I understand why people were questioning about this on the beta, and I was just like, oh, I don't know, I haven't looked at it. Now I have looked at it, and I still don't understand it. Is it just straight up when you kill mobs, item drops? But that's Insight of the Blue. Improve at perceiving magical sources, allowing you to discover mystic items from enemies and treasures in the Dragon Isles that can be disenchanted into reagents. Gain plus 1% chance to locate mystic items per point in this spec. That's why all of the 2x4 farmers have gone like full Insight to the Blue knowledge points. But if you go primal extraction and say, for example, farm that storms, gain a 1% chance to acquire additional rousing elements per point in this spec, presumably when you kill an elemental of some sort. And then points in it. What do points in it achieve? There's 40 points that can be put in it. Plus 5 inspiration when crafting enhancements. Learn to perform elemental shatter, allowing you to destroy an awakened element to briefly grant you combat stats while outdoors in the Dragon Isles. So is this going to be like a self-sufficiency thing? You can then elementally shatter. Why does that not show up in here? Shatters, elemental shatter. Shatter an awakened element to gain its power for 10 minutes. Can only be performed in the Dragon Isles. There's got to be something to do with this, right? There's got to be... Farming storms won't help you. There was barely any elementals most often. So maybe doing like what the awakened like air and frost farms and stuff, for example, where you're killing a lot of elementals. Oh, you know, this is. Oh, I want to play with this now. I'm intrigued. The problem is I can't easily play with this because I've got 11 knowledge points, and the honest answer is I shouldn't be spending them going in this route just for testing. This whole node looks so useless. I feel like there must be some secret magic to it, but it also could just be shit. Well, it baffles me the fact that it does look interesting, and yet at the very same time, clearly, nobody has played with it. Sophic amalgamation. What the hell is that? Philosophic amalgamation. That's a pet, right? That's the pet, okay. Inspiration when crafting. The fact that this node gives you things like inspiration as well, and just straight skill when crafting enchantments. This is actually a really powerful node, just full stop. Giving you inspiration, giving you flat skill. Because this is +5 skill when crafting enchantments. This isn't specific to this in any way, shape, or form. This is just have some skill. Now that have some skill, does that have... Because one thing enchanting has always suffered from is the fact that there's no material value. So you're always short on some stuff. Okay, we can already guarantee the writ ones and the devotion ones. We are so far away, it's clearly never going to be a thing. Both the root and that node give a lot of flat skill. Yeah. Skill, inspiration. Further study the shattering process, improving your skill at crafting with the element while its shattered power lingers within you. Oh, sugar. So, do we know the numerical skill gain on this? Because if you do a shatter of an elemental type, if you do an elemental shatter to gain its power for 10 minutes, and then you go on to, you know, if you shatter, I don't know, a frost, if you shatter an awakened frost to gain the frost ability, then you turn around and you start crafting frozen devotions, how much of a skill bump is it giving you? I mean, at this point in time, it probably doesn't make a lot of difference, but stacking inspiration, the extra inspiration you get from that tree is monstrous. You get 25 bonus skill. You get 25 skill, you need that to get into the hidden skill value. That's wild. That's very clever. That's very, very clever. Because how many skill points do you gain from this? You gain 5, 10. Okay, it's actually only plus 10 skill from the tree. Does this one give you any? Plus 5 skill. Plus 10 skill. 15 skill. Woo! Another 5. Another 5. Another 5. Wow, okay. Plus 10. Sheesh. This is crazy. I never realized this about enchanting. Enchanting is the first profession where you really do need to put points in all 3 trees. If you are hunting... Now, I don't know quite how... You need 240 skill points to get into the hidden skill value. And that's also then assuming that you've spent those 240 points wisely. Because I tend to feel that like 30 points in resourcefulness writ is not necessarily points well spent at this moment in time. That's wild. Okay. That's really quite clever. I didn't know that. I didn't know this insight of the blue tree had such powerful things locked behind it. I'd almost wrote this tree off as just like, oh, it's what the farmers use to get shit to disenchant. But it's obviously more than that. That's really clever. I like this a lot already. Okay. I don't have anywhere near enough knowledge points in enchanting to test this out thoroughly, but I certainly know I want to. Where's my Nipsters? Nipsters, go lie down. It's just windy outside. Relax. So, hang on, let me do some maths here. 30 plus 50, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 plus 15. So I've put 95 points in here, plus 40, plus 60. Oh, well, that's plus 100. I've spent 195 points already without putting a single point in here. TLDR, kill more rares. Yeah, clearly. Sheesh. What do we need? Like, how many points do we need in this? You need 10 points in this before we can even learn this. When you get up to 10 points into Primal, you get the items from the Storm Invasions for 12 extra knowledge points. Yeah, I'd not worked out how we get those. Sheesh. Do we just do it? Do we do it? Do we put 10 points in here, learn this, then go get some more points? Sorry, boys and girls, the PTR's got to wait. The PTR's got to wait. I've got all gooey over enchanting all of a sudden. Okay. Is this going to be one of those things that I end up like massively regretting doing? It probably is, isn't it? We can put 10 points in there to learn the sub-spec. The 10 points, what's the 10 points going to give us? Improve at perceiving magical sources, allowing you to discover mystic items from enemies and treasures in the Dragon Isles that can be disenchanted into reagents. Gain a 1% chance to locate mystic items per point in this spec. So the reality is I don't really care about that all too much, but we put 10 points there. We unlock this because I'm just intrigued. Genuinely intrigued. Learn to improve your elemental extraction, gaining a small chance to acquire additional rousing elements. You go against your own rule. Oh, I definitely do. I definitely do. But the difference here is that I'm not particularly using this, you know, if you are trying to use your professions to make gold, you've got to be very careful with this sort of stuff. I'm not doing it for the purpose of making gold. I'm just intrigued. This is curiosity that's killing the Manthieus. What we really need is 10 points in here, though, we're saying, before we can go get some knowledge points from the storms. Now, in theory, didn't I say I've got like a bunch of first-time craft bonuses I can harvest? I do. Right, make one of those. Make one of those. What are we missing for these? Awakened air, awakened earth. Iridescent plumes. Lots of awakened. Oh, we can make this thing. What? Oh, I need to be at the thing. Okay. Just farm dirt piles for 8 hours a day for 4 weeks, make your points back. There's also another option. There's always the option of hard work. Although I will do my best to avoid it. So what did we need? We needed to get this better. We needed first time craft bonuses. We need awakened air. Well, hang on, we're going to need an awakened air for this, aren't we? 20, 21, 22. 22 awakened air.
Am I dreaming?
20, no, not 122. 22 awakened air. We will
to my
also
garden.
need 3, 6, 9 iridescent plumes.
Well then, let us proceed.
Oh, I didn't know iridescent was a word that the game used so often. Iridescent plumes. How many did I say? 9? Let's grab some of those. Let's buy 10. Buy 1 for good. Whoa, not 910. 1 for good luck.
You will do
We
well.
also needed
I know it.
then 3 awakened earth. 3 earth. Okay, 4 earth. So I have a spare. 4 earth and 13 frost.
You would ask something of me?
Right. That
There
should
is
be all of my first time crafts now. We need to go to the enchanting table. This is what happens. Stupid goddamn squirrels. All the flipping squirrels all the time. Okay, one of those. Go. One of those. Go. These primals we can just probably... Do I have a second one of these with... Do I have a... I'm quite sure I have a second one of these, don't I, with resourcefulness. Let's throw that on there. Might as well try and save some resourcefulness on this. Create one of these. Jesus, these take a long time. Holy smokeroonie, we saved 8 awakened air, and we also saved a resonant crystal. Win. That is a big win. Okay. Let's just, learn it. Boom. Taught me something, apparently. I don't know what. Primal Earth. Oh, no, we're 1 short on Earths now. No, we're not. Fixed. Saved. Create. How much is our resourcefulness going to do for us on this one? If at all. Oh, didn't proc anything. Sad. Collect the weapon enchantment appearances of Primal Earth. Primal Fire. You don't know any news on when they fix the Dragonflight transmutes, do you? I don't, unfortunately, know. Whoa! Saved 9 awakened fire that time and a crystal. Resourcefulness is doing big bits for me now. Anything that has some sort of like cooldown or charge system just seems to be completely bust. Wow, we saved both crystals there. Okay. Right, that's first time craft bonuses harvested. Tuskar's 10. Okay, we need Tuskar's 10. Tuskar's 10. looks like just Tuskar's at 10. Tuskar's at 10. We're at Tuskar's 4. Okay. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Not without doing the Azure Span quest line, which we could probably bang out. But what does that put us in terms of points? 12 points. That's enough to get this to here, right? Learn to perform an elemental shatter, destroying an awakened element to briefly grant you its combat stats. We now believe that this should give us 10% chance to acquire additional rousing elements per point. Learn to extract the elements within primal elementals. So now don't we need to just go kill elementals, right? Now we have the elemental shatter. Shatter an awakened element to gain its power for 10 minutes. What do we think the chances are of this recipe? Where the hell's it gone? Primal Invocation Extract. Primal Extraction. Glimmers of Insight. What the hell are Glimmers of Insight? Wowhead doesn't know. Chanting recipes overview. Just straight copy pasted from the in-game text. With no, okay. Not a single comment on this. How can a recipe that's seemingly so unknown not have a single comment on Wowhead? How is nobody even... When you shatter an awakened element, you get a buff for 10 minutes. So if you're going to make the Sophic Devotion enchants, you shatter the awakened order to get the bonus whilst crafting them. Yeah. I suspect... My question is, as I have no idea what this Glimmers of Insight is. Clearly, we can do something like breaking one of these. Shatter it down. The fact that it gives you the ability to shatter all. Buff gives you Elemental Shatter Frost, not Glimmer of Insight. I just wonder if it's like, you know, if there's a 1% chance or something silly to learn the recipe when you do an elemental shatter. I mean, it can't be overly complicated, right? Because if we shatter this, elemental shatter order just gives us a buff for 10 minutes. Strength is increased by 211. Enchanting skill when crafting with order essences is also now increased by 25. I mean, let's not muck about here. 211 strength is not bad going. You know, as buffs go, that's not terrible. That's what, a 5% strength increase? 211 strength? Yeah. It's like 5%. Outdoors only doesn't work. It's half a vial. That 25 skill, though, is also going to be helpful. So that would now mean when I go to craft these things, now I have 25 more skill than I did a minute ago. Now, obviously, in this scenario, my skill is not high enough that it makes much of a difference either way. But it would have made a difference if trying to guarantee these at quality 3 before actually having the skill. But here, what we need to do is we need to utilize this 25 skill points on top of... We need to get this as high up here as possible. You then use one of these, which probably pushes you into this top end. 425, what's 5% at 425? 25? We need to get to 400 skill points to be within 5%. So we're still missing 60 skill points before we get into the hidden craft value. So we're still missing 60 skill. Where do we get that 60 skill from? We're maxed up here. We're maxed up here. It means it must come from spec trees somewhere. Or it just doesn't exist. But I don't believe that's true. I believe it does exist. So 5. $15, $20, $25, $30, $35, 40, 50. So there's 50 points available in here still, which is still 10 short of what we actually need. $55. So we're 7 points short, but that gives us... So you need to max one of these out, max this out, get all of the skill gains from Insight of the blue, and you can get there. That's really interesting. That would put... Okay, so... Damn, it's possible to get within the hidden craft value on enchants, on weapon enchants, but you have got to play the game. You've got to have put your points very strategically. As it stands at the moment, there's probably not enough points out there without some serious farming for knowledge points to have gained, because the reality is that putting points here, in fact, these 30 points is probably what would be holding me back quite aggressively. These are then less optimal points to have spent right now. Although these did give me... Oh, when crafting writs. When writs... Woo! So, that's interesting to learn. It's very interesting to learn that the weapon enchants... The weapon enchants, you can acquire enough skill with the addition of this buff to push you within the hidden craft value, meaning that you will explode from like 30% inspiration up to like 60% inspiration, which is the indication right now. Okay, you can probably get 32% flat plus the buff. You can probably get 35% flat inspiration. Then you're up to like basically 70% by the time you get into the hidden craft value by a few points. that would indicate to why, you know, this market seems nearly impossible. Because you've got to be doing something outrageous to be getting into the hidden craft value for these enchants right now. But it is possible. Yep. It's a spicy banana. It is indeed. That's kind of quite cool. How many points like short am I of even getting close to that? Because you'd need to cap every one of these. So there's 7 points in each of those. Now, obviously, you'd probably do it starting off for 1 and then build up, but there's 20 points in the enchantment tree for each enchant also. Oh yeah, in these nodes, yeah. If you put 7, you'd gain 7 points from this, 1 point per. So we're missing 7. So plus 7 plus 5. There's 12 points still outstanding in this. So if very well correctly positioned, you could get into the hidden craft value for the top tier weapon enchants. Woo, that's spicy. But it means putting a lot of points into Insight of the Blue, a lot more than I already have. So what would I be? Let's do the maths. I would need to get to here at the very least. Yeah, you've got to get 45 points in for that plus 10. That's critical. So at 45 points in, you may not strictly need to get all the way to 50. So I'm still missing 35 points in this tree. I'm missing 35, 40, 45, 35, more skill. You only need to get to here. 35, 45, 55. That would be 60. That would be 70. That would be 80. That would be 90. I'm still 90 points short. 90 points short. 90 plus the 7. I'm nearly 100 points short to be able to actually get one of these in the hidden proc range. So an additional 90 knowledge points out of somewhere. Okay, yeah, you need to be pushing nearly 300 points. Or you need to have not spent these. If I hadn't spent these, or those, that's saying, yeah, if I hadn't spent those, then I'd need about 60. Sheesh. I got 14 or so available for the weeklies. I've got 9 dragon shards in my bags. That's 25. I'd be, you know, still a couple. I'm still a couple of weeks away. But that's really, really interesting. I didn't realize hidden proc chances on top enchants was available. And I'd kind of ignored it just purely because there's no material values and 425 recipe difficulty under normal circumstances would make you suspect that no, that's just ridiculous. You are never getting anywhere near that. But the fact that you can is wild. I can't believe I missed this on the beta. But then again, hidden craft values and stuff, we didn't fully understand them on the beta, so I wouldn't have even known what to look for. All my days. I sense a blood elf race change. Yeah. Dare I say it, yeah. That would be wild. There's an extra 5 points. That would really put you into I suspect then I can let me just quickly do some number crunching here. I suspect the weapon enchant market is
This is your time.
if we take a look at what these are, devotions at quality 3, 8k a piece, 8k a piece, 8k, 9k a piece, average price. These have clearly been reset, or they're just more expensive for some reason. 9k a piece. When you have
I will see you again.
you'll have probably a 70% chance of getting quality 3. So you craft 10 of these at 6,500 gold a piece. Yeah, that's why the weapon enchant market is practically massively not profitable for virtually every single person outside of the people that are within that hidden craft value. Because if you push into that hidden craft value, all of a sudden you're making money. You're making money. You're making money. Sheesh. That's cool. That's cool. Every time I look at the professions in more detail, I get more and more excited about how they work. Let's get some weekly stuff done on this character then. Let's at least get all of the knowledge points that we can get. And I want to see, now that we've put some points into Insight of the Blue, just what's going on with this thing. Have I picked up all of the quests? I don't think I've picked up any of the quests, have I? Or have I? Oh no, maybe I have. There's a quest down here. Who's walking around here? Who are you?
How fare you?
Oh, you're the Lunar Festival. Okay. Drakthir weapons. Let's just go get this done. Gather 25 intact Drakthir weapons. Recently changed my enchanting engineer to a gnome. Okay, Blizzard, you can have my money again. Well, what I also know is that going Blood Elf may not be the worst decision for the fact that blacksmithing doesn't have any racial benefits. Yeah, blacksmiths can't benefit from the +5 racial in any way, shape or form. So there's really nothing stopping me going Blood Elf for the 5% enchanting buff, other than it makes my paladin look a little bit sissy, but where was I going? I'm like totally in the wrong direction. Need to get rid of this stupid ball.
These creatures in the Onaran plains? Adorable.
This is why I think the professions are going to keep me busy for the entire expansion. I can't, like, this new profession system is literally a dream come true for me. Because I just love tinkering with all of this stuff. I just absolutely love it. Even if you know, it's the journey that I enjoy. I don't even think the reality of this would be that I would probably even end up crafting all that much, but the fact that it's even a thing it's something you can do is very impressive to me. Right, you did. Reclaimed Tuskar harpoon. Sure. It must be fun being a streamer to have this system to figure it out, talk about it compared to previous systems. Well, yeah, yeah. Considering how, I mean, I managed to somehow magically stretch out talking about Shadowlands legendaries for as long as I did. And let's not muck about. There wasn't that much to say. There really wasn't. How I managed to stretch legendaries over 2 years of content, I'll never know. In fact, I do exactly know. I just did the whole thing again. You know, once I'd done it once, the easy solution was, right, pick another server, do it again. And I ended up doing that 3 times over the course of the expansion. But yeah, these systems are so much more fun to play with. And I can talk about this stuff like literally all day.
Interesting.
Glimmer of Frost. Valuable mystical information can be found within. Disenchant it to gain enchanting knowledge. Well, there we go. That didn't take very long. That didn't take very long at all. Oh, he's dead already. Damn, I should have paid attention to my alert. Your horse is your savior. Yeah, he wasn't going to get me there either way. Oh, now I'm frozen. Oh, for God's sake. There's too many people in this damn group. Actually, saying that, this group is never ever going to give me... I need to be in a non-raid group, don't I? Because I'm never going to get the weapon drops. My profession drops in a raid group. Can we find a group for this that's not a raid group? Small group, please. Small group, please. Small group, please. Iceblade Trio. Don't mind if I do. The annoying thing is I want to be killing these on my hunter because, you know, jewel crafting. Lariat recipe. Has it been confirmed if you have to be a jewel crafter to get the recipe to drop? Has anybody had the elemental lariat drop without actually being a jewel crafter? Now, I know that's a difficult question to ask because I can't imagine there's more than maybe 2 people that have even had it drop full stop, but... Bought it from the auction house for 2k. You scumbag. You absolute scumbag. Yeah. There was some people who were getting it for like 75 silver, weren't they? I remember that on the day it came out. The very, very first individuals to get the recipe. Just insta-posting it for default value. Woo! Now we're back in a raid group again. Maybe I'll just do it solo for a minute. It's the only way I'm going to get things to drop. It's great on the outside, an illusion of complexity, and the system forces us to do stuff to grind, but the thing is, there's hardly any profit in it now for most people. Some players made billions during the first month, and now it's almost impossible to squeeze anything from the big guys who are ahead in everything. Prices have dropped to the point that it's no longer profitable to make stuff for most players. It depends how much value you add to profitability. I don't think that the Blizzard devs really care about profitability at all when they make these systems. And the reason being is because profitability is entirely dependent on how many people engage with it. It would almost be a bad idea for Blizzard to care about profitability. What they need to do is they need to ask a very simple question. These items, do people want them? Will people want them? And if they want them, how many materials should we attach to it so that people continue to want it? And the economy will work itself out from there. The reason why things are not profitable is very simple. There's too many people crafting and not enough people buying. That's realistically not got too much to do with Blizzard. That's just the economy it works. And I've been saying this for a little while. Crafting's just way overcrowded right now. Like super duper mega overcrowded. Once, but it was exactly, it is always the same. The first 2 months of Shadowlands, people were like, "Oh, these legendaries, you'll never make money with legendaries. It's too competitive. It's, you know, there's no profit in anything. Only the people who've got the grinded out the rank 4s will make any profit." But at pretty much any point during Shadowlands, if you stepped into legendaries, it was a bit of an uphill battle, but there was definitely money to be made there for the entire expansion. The only saving grace for legendaries was the fact that, you know, we were still back in server-specific times, which we're not so much anymore. Overcrowded. All you need is one guy for the entire region. This is because of the, I think what would be a sensible approach for Blizzard would be that if they were to integrate some, now I don't know how they would do this and how they would quantify this, but I think what they probably could do is make recipes not permanent or not unlimited use. If they started to have limited use recipes, that would limit the amount that any one single player could you couldn't stranglehold an entire region by yourself. And that's the problem that we have now, that when you learn a recipe, as long as you have the ability to buy materials, you are good. You can continuously recraft that. And so that does mean, yes, that once one person has the ability to do a thing, they could, in theory, just continuously do that thing forever and a day. if there was some upper limit to how many items a thing, how many times a recipe could be crafted by any single individual. They've kind of done this in a fashion by making some, you know, bind on pickup stuff. Sparks, Primal Chaos, they're bind on pickup materials, which are designed to limit the amount of times any one single person can craft that thing. Obviously, because they're attached to player power, it's very aggressively limited. But say they were to, you know, let's say as an alchemist, you would learn a recipe for a potion or a vial, and then you could craft 1,000 of those potions or vials before you would have to, I don't know. Obviously, just rebuying the recipe again or reacquiring the recipe again would be one way to do it. It's a very basic, very entry-level way, but you could have it such as that, you know. Now that we've got tools, what about profession tools have durability of some fashion to them? Durability that isn't simply fixed by... Durability that isn't simply fixed by jumping on going to a vendor and spending some gold on it, sort of thing. What if materials needed to be consistently supplied into your tools, and you could integrate that into your costs in some fashion? I don't know. You could get creative with it, but there's obviously, you got to be careful, because what we've already seen with Dragonflight is that the more creativity you add into it, that creativity very quickly becomes complexity. And you've got to be careful that if you are adding more systems in play, that they're just not overly complicated for the sake of being overly complicated. But I don't think it would take much. Now that things are going region-wide, they do need to address the situation. I think that an entire market can, in theory, be strangled by like one guy who's got the spec points in the right place. And it would help alleviate this problem. It would help solve the problem of, oh, well, this guy's got more knowledge points, so he just wins. You could soften that effect. You could, you know, if you could get the pattern whilst having less, you could have less knowledge, but have the pattern and have more charges on your pattern or more uses on your pattern per se. And the guy that's like completely min-maxed within an inch of his life, you know, runs out of things to craft and has to repurchase the pattern again or so. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it would work, but I think there's options for, you know, the next step. Right. Let's head over and do probably Crystal Quills. Where's this one? Over there. Oh my god, it's windy outside. Sounds like the roof's going to blow off. Realistically, I think the limited work orders is the only way that you can implement something like that. So I made 200 braces. Now I forget how to make the braces. How does that work? Well, it may not necessarily be totally tied to... You may not necessarily need to tie it to the recipe itself, but, you know... your tools, for example, your tools is clearly something that they could utilize whether it would end up just being annoying or not, I don't know. But now that we have tools, and as your tools are clearly stat sticks, what if these ended up having some sort of durability to them? Which would obviously hinder players enough so that one person can't capitalize and completely dominate everything. Maybe, I don't know. It's I'm spitballing here. Crafting monotony, you grow bored of making the same items over and over and your skill is reduced. Sounds like what it is in Super Smash to prevent you from spamming the same attacks over and over. Yeah, crafting diminishing returns. There's lots of possibilities. What we killing over here? Why, where are these things? Oh, I remember this one. This one annoys me because these things are rarer than they should be. Sounds like an Azaweave cooldown. Yeah, cooldowns is one way that they've tried, obviously. Clearly they have problems with the cooldowns that they can't seem to control when they reset for some reason. Not entirely sure why. There's a much faster location for this quest. Yeah, the one in Anaran Plains is clearly better than this spot. I'll just kill these while I'm here. I kind of didn't realise what quest it was before I got here. I was on autopilot. Near Camp Nowhere in the Azure Span? Oh, in the cave. Am I thinking of the same one? Maybe I'm not thinking of the same one. Down here somewhere. So we're saying around here somewhere. Now I'm intrigued. That's not where I knew of. Let's investigate then. God damn, now I really do have to kill rares every time I see them. So Moody, the Awakened Order Transmute doesn't work like the text says. The text says it will give you one of each of the other Awakened, but Aya. But it gives 3 rousings instead of 1 Awakened. Oh. Yeah, that's annoying. Out of curiosity, can you guys hear like the crazy wind that's making my roof like shake on the microphone, or is the microphone not picking it up? And it shouldn't be, but it does literally sound like the house is going to get blown over. Right, I'm hoping there is lots of these quill boar things down here. I hope you're not fooling me. Do we think it would be worthwhile making little videos for each of the professions about stuff like this? You know, how to get to the hidden proc value. I mean, I worry sometimes that videos like that end up being just too niche. That, you know, if it might be great for 5 people. But unfortunately, if I start making too many videos that are only beneficial for 5 people, I have a problem real fast. Definitely. I'd rather keep it a secret. Well, the reality is if I turn around and tell people that, oh, you can do this, but you need the best part of 300 knowledge points and you need to have placed them very, very effectively, I guess it's informative for people, but I don't know if it's going to be like wildly, you know, how many people could actually turn around and utilize it. But if they are useful, if it is useful for people, I'll try and put the videos together. Just remember to begin the video explaining what HPV is. Well, yeah, this is also the thing. If you have not seen this video, I suggest watching this video first and then come back to this one, yeah. It's always amusing because there does definitely feel sometimes like you just cannot win. Because I do try to give a quick TLDR of the basics at the beginning of videos. And then, when I do that, I then just get spammed with comments of like, oh, the video actually starts at this time point. It's like, shut up, you fool. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The funniest thing for me was on my leatherworking leveling guide. I had so many people on that video complain that I didn't tell them how to go and get the leather. I'm like, buy the damn stuff off the auction house. Oh, well, you didn't tell me how to farm the leather. What do you mean I didn't tell you how to farm the leather? Of course I didn't tell you how to farm the leather. That's not the. This is not a leather farm. This is not a skinning guide. But you can't please everybody. Clearly. Right, I need a primeval earth fragment from rousing earth enemies. Let's see if I can remember where the hell I do that. I can't. It's just easier to look this stuff up, which is why I write it down. Primeval earth fragment from sedimentary things. These. Rockfellas in a cave. Yep, now I remember. Rockfellas in a cave. Rockfellas in a cave. There we go. I straight up reply when somebody comments like this. This is not an achievement guide. Of course, I'm not listing them. Yeah. Yeah, it's sometimes frustrating, but oh no, content creators complaining again that he gets to play video games for a living. I know. Oh, it's not here? Huh. Where's the chest then? I could have... Okay, maybe it's down here somewhere. Is it this cave? Ta-da! Magic. You can easily please a hobbit with a pie or a dwarf with a nail. You can. That's very true. Right, if we can get these knowledge points relatively quickly, I might need to go and slap the firestorm a little bit to see if we can get the glimmer of fire. We got the glimmer of frost remarkably easily. Somebody once commented, I'm unsubbing because you didn't timestamp these videos. It's your job to do that as a content creator. Yeah. Yeah, it's my job to provide this content to you for free, better than I already do. Yes, of course. Yeah, those comments do make me giggle. I have a good time in comment sections fighting against silly people like that. It does entertain me quite a lot. I have to be careful not to cross the line and end up being just a dick, but sometimes you have to fight fire with fire, you know. One time I was a little pissed. You said I'd post the link in the video down below, and instead of in the description like a normal person, you put it in a comment, and I had to go fishing to find it. If I put comments, I will always pin the comment, which means it sits at the top. I tend to do that more so than using the description because the okay, there's an actual reason why I tend to put links for that sort of stuff in the comments quite frequently. Google isn't particularly so much of a fan, or YouTube isn't particularly so much of a fan of you spamming the description with links, meaning that I do try to keep the links in the description to a minimum, and to the more prioritized ones for me personally. In other words, my Patreon link and my link to Twitch. Much past that, I try to keep links in the descriptions to a minimum. But pinned comments, YouTube doesn't care less about what's in the comment section. But if you pin a comment, you can put whatever the hell you want there. And the reality is, for most people, it's the exact same thing. Right, how do we... I need something frosty. Something frosty. Does a paladin have anything frosty? I don't think a paladin has anything frosty, do they? Treasure unlockability. That's another way of doing it. I seem to forget that every time. I forget that that's a thing. It's on a 2-hour cooldown, so it's fine to use, but I forget it's a thing. I had a customer at work a couple of weeks ago that was super angry when I said, "Have a nice day." As she stormed out, she said, "Have not a nice day." Go die in a fire. You know? I worked in retail for too long. And unfortunately, a lot of the time I worked in retail was in a more customer service-esque position. It wasn't customer service, but I was, you know, I was called upon to deal with customer service issues. And oh my lord, some of the things that people would say, actually wild. Oh, no, hang on. I've just realised why I was in there. I was in there for rousing earth enemies. There was a reason why I was in this cave. I clearly didn't get the drop. Back in we go. I forgot my purpose in life. Explains why not wanting to deal with face-to-face crafting. Yeah, yeah. I've worked in customer service for way too long to want to sit and play a video game and do the same thing. Nope. Nope, it's not in my nature, unfortunately. Forgive my Aussie, but humans can be CUNTs. Yes, yes, they absolutely can. It's one of the only words I don't say on in videos. I'm not particularly PG-13, but YouTube has a real hatred for that word as well. I don't know how Aussie creators managed that, because I mean it's Aussies use that word like the word the, you know, or of. But YouTube will get your content demonetized within a heartbeat if you start dropping C-bombs. According to YouTube, it's fine to use after a few seconds into the video. I can clarify it is not. I got threatened with a pair of scissors a couple of weeks ago at work. Hot damn. I'd have had security remove them from the building quicker than they could have blinked. Especially since the security at the place I work, there was this one guy who was just a freak of nature. This dude was a monster. He'd have made a rhino turn around, you know. This dude was just huge. Soft as warm butter, but to look at him, you'd think he was going to kill you. Kind of the security you need, really. Where is my goddamn Primeval Earth fragment game? They upped the drop rate of the quest mobs and seemingly lowered the drop rate of the world drops so much that it now takes me just as long to get 4 knowledge points as it does to get the other 10. It's like, it's the Blizzard butt in action all over again. Oh yeah, we're going to make these quests easier. But we're going to make these other hidden quests that people are less complaining about because less people know that they're even a thing. And less people are farming them. We're going to make those even more difficult to acquire. Because we can. I don't think they just drop it anymore. Oh, they do. They do. I farm this one every week. It's just annoying. I should probably start looking for a second spot at least, though. Because once you've run through the cave and you've cleared through all of the mobs, waiting for respawns is a terrible thing to have to do. Because then you're killing one at a time and it's just like, ugh. The most recent person I banned told me that they know where I live and added a picture of a burning house. That was fun. Oh dear. Oh dear. Luckily, I hope to believe anyway that the community that I've kind of fostered is, well, I know categorically that the my audience swings slightly higher in the age range than most, you know, traditional Twitch, YouTube gamer sort of viewers are, which I hope to believe means that they're just more sensible people generally. But I also have not had to deal with too much rubbish, which I'm kind of quite thankful for. Let's not muck about though. I mean, my stream is still plenty small enough that it can easily be moderated by myself while streaming. I don't have much need for like a team of mods. I tried to keep most spurgery to a minimum. I think we're going to have to find somewhere else, though. This cave is hella frustrating. Oh, well, there's one of the dirt pile ones. That'll do. Where else can I get these primeval earth fragmenty doodads then from? This is what we're after. Community is very calm and collected. Thanks for fostering a healthy environment where we can actually share WoW goal-making passion together. But see, that's what I aim for. It's what I aim for. I'm pretty quick with the banhammer if people step out of line, but I also like to keep things pretty chill, if possible. I think the type of content helps a lot. Content's generally for the casual and more relaxed players, where if you were doing PvP, etc., you're more likely to have hotheads in chat. That's probably true, actually. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. If I was doing something more, you know, front-facing competitive, like FPS shooters or stuff like that, it makes sense. Oh, hey, doggo. I was wondering what's under my foot, and there's a dog under my foot. Hi. Okay, we clearly need to just go kill these things, don't we? 0.3% drop chance, bound pebbles and pitchstone rumblers in the waking shores, wherever these are. Or agitated keystones. These fellas. Why do I not recognize those fellas? Cave near the citadel. Let's try that spot. Let's try that. Let's shift click that one. Let's go. It's like here, isn't it? Somewhere. Let's investigate. It's very appreciable to hear you streaming whilst I'm doing my profession weeklies. I like going for the more podcasty sort of just put me. If you want to just, you know, throw me in the background whilst you're doing something else, you know, that's actually my perfect viewer. If I was to be able to choose somebody that's just happy to chill and listen, you know, throw a few comments in occasionally. Say hi from time to time. Is it in the cave? Ah, a Chesterino. My socially anxious hermit crab self just wants to farm mounts and make gold. I can agree with you on that one. I listen when I'm doing weekly dungeons, gathering farming mounts. It's essentially a podcast. Yeah, I like that. I like to try and go for that approach. I think that works quite well. Other great viewers are the ones that ask a lot of good questions and give the streamer something to talk about. I must admit, actually, I know I kind of have the ability to just talk and talk and talk. And this is why I tend to only stream for like 3 to 4 hours. Because truth be told, after 3 to 4 hours of not stopping talking, my voice is usually pretty done. How the XQCs of the world stream for like 12 hours a day, it just baffles me. I don't know how they do it. But at the same time, they probably spend half their stream sat there not saying anything because they're reacting to something. So, you know, I'm sure there's tactics around that. But yeah, I don't shut up. So, and I'm happy to just continuously talk about stuff. But that does mean that, you know, the people who are in chat that, whoa, let's not die, please. That do ask those questions. It gives me a topic of conversation are also greatly appreciated. So this little cave, are we saying this look? Is it this little cave? These things, enraged embers. No, this doesn't look like. I mean, these might drop it, but there's 2 dudes in here. This doesn't seem quite.
Support in our efforts to secure the citadel.
24-hour gathering stream is unlikely. 24 anything stream is unlikely. I think the most I've ever streamed in one go was like 13 hours straight, and that was an expansion launch. Whoa, hello, what's going on here? So where actually is these fellas? Another thing with it is helping me to learn English when I'm hearing the stream. Hey, that's cool. I'm glad I can do that. Oh, the other cave where Char spawns. Yes, you're probably right. That's probably a much better place. Yeah, these fellas, look. Now we're talking. I was sat trying to find flipping, what was his name? Gravelian? For like an hour last night. It was driving me insane. It's the last rare I needed to kill on my hunter, or my jewel crafter, should I say. Driving me bananas, the fact that I couldn't find it. I was shard hopping like a crazy person. Probably annoying every single group out there, but whew. I don't even think I got it in the end either. I think I gave up. I went to bed. It was late. I was like, no, I'm done. Let's grab you. Let's see if I can avoid the elites. I don't particularly want the elites. Out. He says that as he pulls an elite. Alright, whatever. When I started working as a teacher, my throat hurt after a couple of classes. Now sometimes I speak for 8+ hours and I'm fine. Yeah, I notice this if I take any sort of time off. If I don't stream for a week or something, then the first stream back is like, ooh, spicy. Aside from the podcast type of stream, I think the content's also very simple and a good source of information for those who don't have the means to research it. I was introduced during the beta, which I didn't have access to, so checking your gathering guide, seeing what the skill tree is and spreadsheeting my order for it. See, that's exactly what I go for. That's really, really positive to hear. That's pretty much exactly what I go for. Entertaining enough to, you know, enjoy, stick around, but informative enough to feel as if you get some sort of value out of it as well. I mean, I understand entertainment is clearly value, but there's lots of other, you know, more. I appreciate that I'm probably not, you know, the most entertaining of persons just by default. There are some people out there that you'd watch them like count grains of rice. They're just naturally very entertaining people, but I lean more on the info side. Play to my strengths. Although, if this goddamn Cinder Shard Hulk doesn't die soon, somebody gonna get hurt real bad. Stop pinging me in the air! Right, go on, go on. Oh, Lord! Okay. Okay. Serious mode activated. Wonder if these little fellas drop them. I listened to your guides during pre-patch on my phone whilst on the exercise bike. Hey, that's clever. That's very clever. I've been putting in 10 to 15 kilometers a day on the exercise bike recently. And I must admit, I'm feeling much better for it. Keeping your cardio is one of those things that's so easy to lose, and you don't realize how much you miss it until it's gone. When all of a sudden you take a shit and you're out of breath, you're like, oh dear, something's wrong. Yeah. Especially since I used to be pretty good. Well, I've not been super sporty since I was a kid, but I used to play all sorts of sports. Now I find I sit down way too much, way too goddamn much. Playing video games for a living is the dream. It is the absolute dream, but at the same time, it's horrendous for your health. Keeping up a bit of cardio, getting the heart rate to 120 and just keeping it there for as long as you can be bothered. Definitely worthwhile doing. Hey, there it is. Primeval Earth Fragment. Long time coming. Holy smoke. All of that for one knowledge point. Primalist Charm. Primalist Charm. I know where we're going for Primalist Charms. We're going back to Anaran Plains. We're going to this little area. Now I've got to figure out how the hell we get out of this damn cave. This way, some way, maybe. Up here. We'll try up here. Been doing 2 25-kilometer sessions a week. I found keeping occupied with show streams helps. Yeah, I've some of you guys will know I'm in the process. It's very much work in progress, but I'm in the process of building a home gym. And one thing that I am very much trying to think about is how to keep myself occupied whilst I am doing, gym stuff. And nice sound system in there, or a TV on the wall or something needs to happen. Because like I said, I have no problems sitting on an exercise bike for an hour if needs be, but if you sit there and you just you're stuck with your own thoughts, it's very easy to decide that, you know what, I've had enough now. And I've never been a big fan of going to the gym. I've yeah, it's I'm too gamified, I'm too socially awkward to live in the gym. Come on, die already. There we go. Right. Oh, Char's up. Well, I suppose we should slap him just for the lols. Did he spawn in the cave? Did he genuinely spawn in the cave I've just come out of? How inconsiderate. Son of a... Right, well, let's go grab him and pull him out. Where's he gone? Where is he? There he is. Oh, somebody's already killing him. Carry more pellet bags instead of making a gym. Well, hopefully, the plan, if all does go to plan, it's a little bit of an unknown still because we've only just bought the house. But if all goes to plan, I shouldn't have to move more than 4 tons of pellets, more than maybe once, at best twice a year, or at worst, I should say. Now, if you only do exercise twice a year, expect to die young. So, we need something else, but you are right. Lugging all of those goddamn pellet bags was My WoW spreadsheeting has taught me that I'm now spreadsheeting my weight loss. See, I don't particularly care too much about weight loss. This is like I don't know if I approach this in either the right or the wrong way. I go by the theory that I do not want to change my physical appearance. I don't particularly have much interest in changing my diet all that much. But what I do want is to just generally feel a little bit healthier. Now, you could very easily argue that the easy way to do that is to change your diet. But I like my food. I like my my lifestyle. I have no issues with my appearance. Which is why I'm focusing on cardio, I think, a lot at the moment. High carb, high fat diet.
You have done good work.
I need to
But
cut out
danger
carbs
still
a lot, I
looms.
think.
Will you come to the aid of the
But I
forces
don't really
here,
know. Like I
champion?
said, I don't particularly know what I'm doing with all of this. My theory is just do more and it'll fix itself. Do I want to be doing this one? No, we were trying to get to Primalist Charm, yeah.
As a good friend and a loyal
Doggo's seen
supporter
something
I
again,
know
look.
you are, I call upon your
She's
help
investigating.
this time.
Oh, hang on. These scout packs, I need to be grabbing these. Oh, these are the ones in the cave. Screw those.
I would be honored to have your continued support in our efforts to secure the Citadel.
$15k from weekly aiding the Accord chest. Purple overflowing satchel of coins with 15 Gs in it. Damn. Drinks are on you. Woo! Spicy. We need to pick up these scout packs, actually. I've just realised I still need two knowledge points for enchanting from packs. Well, there we go. There's one. If only getting the goddamn stupid earth elemental thing was that easy. Stupid game. When I was a student, I was into heavy athletics, but a year after I started to work, all of my muscles just turned to fat without the exercise. Yeah, your body has a habit of doing that, I think. You know, muscles are one of those things that they're only there for as long as your body thinks it needs them. You'll quite happily can them off and turn them into fat if it doesn't think it needs them. Primalist Charm. Well, 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 that one was much easier. If only they were all that fast. Right, I guess I need to I guess we're probably just gonna get some dirt pile farming in now for a minute or two. Get the last one. Head back to Valdraken. We should have. Yeah, we got some crafting orders to do. Not much else, which is nice. I've somehow managed to run out of vigor. What was this bag then? Purple overflowing satchel of coins. Colour me intrigued. Overflowing satchel. Overflowing satchel of coins. Added in patch 10.0.2. So it's been added since the game went live. In the Valdraken treasures. Just looted this out the reward on a level 65 monk. It's not a guaranteed drop because I haven't got one of these before in my characters. Awarded 15,000 gold. Boom. Boom. In the money. Yeah, lots of people are reporting these are like 15k. GG. Nice. Congratulations. Maybe it's do we think people are missing things like callings? How tight for cash do we reckon the average WoW player actually is now? Do we think that there's do we think the purse strings are quite, you know, are people running out of gold easily or not? It's hard to tell. Like, it's one thing I've always wondered, but it's always something I've never really figured out a smart way to try and, you know, because, I mean, the obvious thing is I could just ask people, but there's a problem with that, being that most of the people I would be able to ask are likely to be goblins who probably are either interested in making gold or already have a lot of it. So they're more the exception to the rule than the rule. So actually gauging just what the average amount of gold that people has, my community is not the community of people to ask, or the gold making community are not the people to ask. Where's the thing I'm meant to be picking up? A disturbed pile. There we go. Right. Back to Valdraken. I think most of my guild has less than 100k. I've always had this theory that most players have less than a token's worth of gold. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense for me for the average player to have more than a token's worth of gold, because I think the temptation for a lot of people, if they end up with more than a token's worth of gold, would be very quickly to start spending it on something. Because once you go above a token's worth of gold, you start attaching a real world value to it. Below that, it's just some in-game currency in a game that you don't really think about. But once you have more than a token's worth, you're like, that's like $20 worth of gold right there. And you start thinking about it more, and the likelihood is that you'll find something to spend on it once you realize that it actually has value, that it now can get you something shiny that you wouldn't previously have been able to get. Not to mention, you could convert it into a month of game time for free. Now, if you've acquired more than a token's worth of gold and you don't really have much that you want to spend it on, then, well, I might as well save $15 and get a month's worth of game time out of it. Which I think probably as soon as people get too far above that token's value of gold, they quite quickly have the incentive to spend it, Most players are pretty poor. I often see my guildies wishing they had 200k, arguing if 9k for weapon enchant is really worth it or not. But yeah, see, this is it. Like without spending over, without actually spending any significant amount of time focused on activities in the game that will help you make gold, the game doesn't particularly go too far out of its way to give it to you for free. Like quest rewards and world quests and stuff like that, under most circumstances, are just, it's pocket change. You've got to be doing at least something with the mindset of making gold to actually make it. And most people couldn't, if you look at the priority list of things to do in game, farming is like right down the bottom for most, I'd guess. Right, our bags are horrendous. Let's clean these bags up real quick.
In the Isles.
Right, let's get rid of them.
I am always.
Where's all of our knowledge point things then? We got enchanting, blacksmithing, enchanting. Let's make sure we've got them all. Blacksmithing. Enchanting, blacksmithing, enchanting. Where's the last blacksmithing one? There it is. Weapon chain. Now we need books. We need turn-ins. Books and turn-ins. In fact, I got 15 minutes for the firestorm. I might see if I can get my Glimmer of Fire. Where is the Firestorm? Waking Shores. Where has it gone? That says Frost. They're both in the Waking Shores. Hey? You what now? Oh! It's there! Oh, I didn't even realise. Oh. Boo hiss. We need to get over there. Double time. Because that's going to go away in 15 minutes, and I want that Glimmer. I've spent like 300 to 400 euros on race changes. Yeah, with the professions right now, I can understand why. I didn't really care about having a lot of gold until the Bruto came out. I think, yeah, there's thousands of people in that boat. Found it pretty easy to generate once I put time into it. I don't mind spending whatever now. Yeah, I'm lucky. I now have amassed enough gold in game that I practically have fuck you money by like normal people standards. That like I rarely bat an eyelid about spending gold. You know I play it up a little bit for stream, but the reality is I'll still be spending it regardless. The irony is on stream I probably actually end up spending more gold than I make in most cases.
Us with a bounty of weapons. Wield them and lay waste to the Kalashi invaders.
It's nice. It's a nice position to be in, but at the same time, it's a bit weird as a content creator whose focus is on making gold. I understand it's a bit weird that I don't particularly go too far out of my way to make gold, but I'm very, very interested still in the journey of getting to the point where, in theory, I could. Like with Dawn crafting, like with all of the professions right now, if I actually focused on it for more than 10 minutes, I could make a whole bunch of stuff, be proactive with selling it, all of this sort of stuff. I could be a lot more focused on it than I actually am.
I would be honored to have your continued support in our efforts to secure the Citadel.
I wonder if doing this in a raid group would still award me the Glimmer of Fire. I guess it probably would, because it's not strictly a quest item, so I don't typically need to be... I don't think I actually need to be in... Let's see. It's a good add-on for showing quests and activities organised by rep or renown. I've not found anything that's been too good for that specific purpose. My solution for rep grinding was quite simple. Do do time-gated stuff first. So like world quests and stuff. So because they're very easy to target focus rep. Next, you just want to do the storyline and the quest line from the zone that faction is related to. And you want to do every single quest you can find in that zone. Practically lore mastering that one zone. So like Waking Shores is heavily focused on Dragon Scale. The Azure Span is heavily focused on the Tuskars. Anaran Plains is heavily focused on the Centaurs, Marok Centaur, and then Thaldrassus is heavily focused on Valdrakken. if you do that, if you're doing it on an alt where you've already got like the 20% boost thing, you'll very quickly find that you've got like 15 renown on an alt before you even know. Yeah, there's that quest, BTW quest is very helpful. That's it. BTW quest will put all of these question marks on your map. Now, obviously, it doesn't tell you much about it, but at least it tells you there's a quest to go and do, which can be, you know, at least the, you know, the first stage in finding something that might give you some reputation. If you know, if you need 500 rep for like the next renown level or something, you can at least go start scouting a little bit. Did you find out if people have to be jewel crafting to get the Lara recipe to drop or not? I still cannot confirm nor deny. I've not had anybody that's been able to categorically prove to me that they are not a jewel crafter and they've had the recipe drop. I do not know if those people exist. So, yeah, the honest answer is I don't know. Ooh, a rare. It would make a lot of sense to me, though, if you did actually have to have the profession to get it to drop. They've kind of utilized that thing a few times in Dragonflight. I mean, these glimmers, for example, unless you have the right spec and you have the right amount of points in the spec, you're not going to get them to drop. Because it was clearly, it was not coincidence that soon as I put points into here, that within minutes this dropped for me, which when I disenchant it will give me some knowledge points. There's no, you know, it's not just a coincidence, it's been designed that way. $86 of the 30-minute rare kills, and I've got 9 shards from it. Seem to be averaging about 1 every 10 kills. I mean, a 10% drop rate on a dragon shard off a rare is remarkably good in my books. That does, as far as I'm concerned, go to say that you should just be, you know, paying attention and killing a rare every 30 minutes on whichever character you happen to be logged in doing stuff. If you're out doing world content and a rare spawns, you should be killing it if you care about professions, I think. My jewel crafter this week already, since this reset just yesterday, I got 2. I got 2 knowledge points on my main. So 2 knowledge points on my main character, who is pushing 300 knowledge on both professions, who is clearly not behind in any way, shape or form. So they seem to be, you know, still possible. This dude usually spawns with a second fella. Maybe he hasn't this time. Dragonbane in 5. Yeah, this elemental storm's going to disappear in a few minutes. I was really hoping that I would have got the glimmer to drop from it before it goes away, but somebody bring the damn elephant back. There we go.
Thank you. We will not forget what you have done for us this day.
I'm going to focus on killing these fellas because I reckon because they're elementals, these are what I actually need to kill myself. Oh, well there's my Storm Sigil core at least. How long have we got on this storm? It's gonna stop in like 5 minutes, right? Come on, Glimmer. Need me some knowledge points. We're... what did I work it out? We're some like 90 knowledge points short or something ridiculous in enchanting still. So I've got some work to do. Storm will end as the siege begins. That's actually perfect timing, yeah. Oh, I can't not go get a tag on these lot. Yoink. Any more fire elementals? You. Anybody got any monitoring on the Shadowlands Lego sales for Transmog now? Some people have been claiming that they're still making a good amount of gold from it. My honest opinion is that unless you've got all recipes unlocked and you know you're not spending any gold doing it, then sure, go ahead. But the reality is it's very clearly in my mind in the category of transmog now. It's cool, it's a thing, but don't expect to, you know, just because it's got Shadowlands Legendaries wrote on it, do not suspect for it to be making Shadowlands Legendaries money.
Assist my dragons in repelling their efforts.
Ow! Death Shadow. Move! Move! Die already!
As a good
Die already!
and the loyal supporter I know you are, I call upon your
It's gonna
help
be dead, isn't
at
it?
this time. I believe our goals to be aligned, friend. I would be honored to have your continued support in our efforts to secure the Citadel.
Can I zoom out further? I always feel as if I'm way too close on my paladin. Afternoon troops, welcome in, gumdrops. Oh, it's lunchtime, isn't it? Clearly lunchtime. Adventures of the Waking Shore. Complete 10 of the following special encounters. Huh. Well, what do you know? Right, this second glimmer is not proving it's easy to find. I'd guess with the having the Legos be transmoggable is probably a good way, if nothing else, for people who still just had leftovers to purge them. That would be the thing that I would say. Now you have a really good reason. It doesn't matter what rank it was. It doesn't really matter what it initially cost you to make. Don't worry about that too much. Don't worry about what they actually cost to make. Just purge them. Just get them gone. Any spare leftover stock going out of business sale is the way I would treat transmog legendaries now, to be honest. Just crafting the rank ones, putting them on the auction house, making good gold still. Hey. Sounds great. I just don't envy you. Because I couldn't do it. I really couldn't. Right. I think the storm... Oh, the storm's over. Okay. Storm's over. Presumably then the chance of glimmers is now gone as well. And there's also a rare spawned. I should go get that thing. Die already, slow ass. Negative DPS paladin. All the way over there. Oh lord, that's miles away. Right, let's dip this group. There's a water storm.
Part of the joy of exploring is documenting our finds.
Come on, where's the rare, where's the rare, where's the rare? Legitimately don't know where the rare is. In the cave. Got him. Bunch of Legos in the bank. I don't want to deal with selling them again. Even now is a good time to get rid of them. Yeah, I never want to see a legendary ever again. A Shadowland, you know, I never again. Right, incoming Dragon Shard. I feel it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You ready? Oh, never lucky. What's this? A geode, a fragment of falling earth elemental, useful only to those who understand the mystery of gems. Send it to a jewel crafter to open. It's unique. It's not bound at all. Hello? I've never seen that before. What is it called? What is it called? One of these things. Contains... Huh. It just contains a bunch of gems. 9% chance apparently for a diamond. Huh. Clever. Opens a bugged out loot window containing no loot when right clicked on. You have to be a jewel crafter in order to get anything from them. Interesting. I'll send that to my main. Okay, well, I didn't get the glimmer I was hoping for. Yeah, I didn't get the glimmer I was hoping for. Unless it's hidden somewhere. No. So let's think about this. There's no storm up currently where I can get a glimmer from. I guess this character's mostly then just chilling now. Let's go back to Valdrak and get some of the basic stuff done. Oh, let's kill the world boss, actually. Not killed the world boss on this dude. Good chance for goodies on there.
A threat against these lands is a threat against our queen. Remove them and restore the order.
It's just a bunch of rank 1 gems. Hey, if we get a diamond, it's worth. Oh, snap. Okay, maybe I shouldn't stand in that. Even as a tank, that hurt. I bet this dude would have dropped my earth fragment, wouldn't he? Didn't think about that. After I spent half an hour farming 1 knowledge point. Does anybody have any idea how I get rid of this stupid throw ball icon, by the way? Somebody said it's part of a world quest, but I don't know which one it is. It's stuck on my screen and it's starting to frustrate me. We could just bubble it. Oh! Did that go through bubble? Oh, no, I pressed the wrong keybind. I didn't actually bubble. Alright, fine. / reload. It doesn't, unfortunately. I've had it on my screen for days, and it's really starting to frustrate me because I have no idea how to get rid of it. I might need to just figure out what flipping world quest it is that gave me the icon in the first place and go do it.
On behalf of Alexstrasza,
Oh, there was people getting dragon shards all over the place. My loot window is full of assholes getting dragon shards. Bunch of dicks. Oh well. Oh well. Not me. Never lucky. It's going to be a Thusgar quest. Which Thusgar quest is it? Let's have a little looky. Fishing Frenzy, this one. Fresh fish steaks. It's not going to be that, is it? Choose water gliders. It's not that one. Centaur. Decay cleanup. Cleansed oozing decay corpses. It's not going to be that one. Okay, now I genuinely don't know which quest it is that gave it to me. It's in Azure Span, play with otters. I don't have a world quest in Azure Span to play with otters. Do I, okay. Maybe you've done it already. It's last week's world quest, I think. But the quest is gone, seriously. Arena Skirmish is the fix. What, you do an Arena Skirmish and then it drops... Oh, because that Arena Skirmish clears all of your buffs and debuffs, doesn't it? Yeah, you might be right. No, there's no item in my bags either. That's the annoyance. Well, not join us group. Leave party. Join.
treasure of the finest
Oh, I didn't pick up this
quality.
quest. Oops.
May we trade
Alright,
again
fine, whatever.
soon. The Isles hold
Couple
many
of storm
wonders.
sigils. How many of these things have we got? Can I use some of these storm... I've only got 5 storm sigils. Okay, maybe I'm not buying anything with that then. I was like, can I get some tier set maybe? Because this dude is still aggressively under-geared, but I don't mind too much. Right, let's turn in some quests. Get our knowledge points for those. There's our enchanting one.
Yes. Heed your blind spots.
Blacksmithing. Your arena is ready. Is that going to clear it? Hey, it's gone. Haha, it's gone. You're going to do it or AFK out of it? Either way, either way, I'm screwing people over, really. So I might as well just slap a few people and see what happens. PvP god in action.
And this likely won't be a clean fight. So keep your distance, eh? Now,
5 gifted if you win. Ah, I think you can close your wallet, my friend. I don't think it's happening.
this is a day for Coulterers!
Whee! Not to mention, it's put me in... I'm ret, apparently. Which is problematic, considering... What? Why? Why? Okay. Well, that's remarkably problematic. I was like pressing buttons. I was like, where's my buttons?
But not as a true Coulterer.
Okay. Sure. I did still win. Huh. It wasn't for trying. You can keep your subs, Gumdrops. Don't worry about it. Hard carry. Apparently so. Crimson Combatant Wilder Cloth Sash. Made 450 gold out of that. Mad
Let's make
money.
sweet
Oh,
profit
he actually
together.
did it. He actually did it. My man, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Shout out to Gumdrops there with the 5 gifteds. Never did he suspect that I would win a PvP battle.
Let's make sweet
I'm not going to repeat
profit
that.
together.
Repeat that again. If you're the recipient of a gifted sub, please say your thank yous to Mr. Gumdrops.
Let's make sweet profit together.
Is it 5 per win going forward? Right, 24-hour skirmish stream. Let's go.
Is that your wallet? Or are you just glad to see me?
Let's grab some.
Both, I hope.
Why are you giving me a quest? What are you questing me for? Choose your reward.
Let's make sweet profit together.
Okay. Enchanting. What do I need to make for enchanting this week? Doggo, you're pacing. What are you doing? Come here. Will you chill, girl? Chill. Maybe I take these dogs out for a pee quickly, boys and girls. Give me 2 minutes and we'll continue after. But I'm going to take these dogs for a quick pee. Maybe I'll grab a drink at the same time. I'll be back in 2, boys and girls. Give me a second. Oh, okay. Right. Dogs are watered. Grabbed a drink. Now she can chill. Maybe stop pacing. Manthieus contributed nothing. Look at the damage meters. You can't see them too much now because the doggo can, but you can see here. I did a grand total of 25k damage. I had a DPS of 600. 600 DPS. Hella carried. Actually carried. Right. What are we making for you? What is it you want? You want something. What do you want? Rune Draconium rods.
Thank you for sharing.
Runed Draconium rods. Wraith bark. Ah, it's going to make that expensive. Can I just buy these things? Okay. Let me just buy a couple of those. Love the doggy cam. It doubles up as doggy cam and live chat. It's either it's chat when I want chat. It's doggy cam when the dog's there. Runed Draconium rod. 2 of these. 1, 2.
Go.
We probably need to falsify some orders for blacksmithing as well, don't we, on this character? I think it's 2. Did I loot those? Dog's doing a good impression of me PvPing. Or just lying down and playing dead, yeah.
Were made with knowledge.
You doing PvP, are you, dog? Yeah, flappy tail. Yeah, good girl.
We have been scattered so long.
Books. I need 2 books, enchanting and blacksmithing. I don't think I have either of those books on my scribe, so public orders it is. I want my book, and I want my book now.
Wise choice. Good to be of service.
Blacksmithing's 3. Let's fake 3 orders then for blacksmithing. Unless, by some mighty miracle, there's 3 orders chilling here. Nope. Okay. 3 orders for blacksmithing. Nibsis, go lie in the bed. You're still pacing, girl. Don't need to pace. Go relax. Go do some relaxing. Brown dog is more than happy just to chill. Black dog, on the other hand, is almost constantly on guard. She does never relax. Nibsis, go lie down. Go lie down. What can I order from blacksmithing that's cheap and easy? Cheap and easy for blacksmithing. Let's have a little bit of a looky.
Right, straight to business.
Just plate boots. These are easy enough. Plate boots will do. Is that the right character? Yes. One of those. One of those. One of those.
A satisfactory arrangement.
Sounds like Black Dog hasn't accepted that it's home yet. Well, Black Dog is probably slightly more concerned with the fact that Mrs. Manthieus is and has been away for a few days and doesn't do chilling very well. Shovels. You're right, I should have done shovels. You're actually 100% right. Hang on, I've just received a text I need to apply to. Okay. The text was from chat saying shovels. No, it wasn't. It was okay, you don't need to know what it was. But it wasn't, no. Okay. Do I have... I really should have sent shovels. Crafting orders, personals, this one. I've got all the mats anyway. Who cares? Bought and paid for. Bought and paid for. Complete order. Start, create, go. Start order, go. Bingo was his name-o. Job done. What else is on our list? Valdraken Profession Quest, blacksmithing. Oh, I need to make something for blacksmithing. What was it we needed to make? A draconium sickle. Draconium sickle, one of these. Missing an anvil. It's literally there, game. Go. Oh my god, I made it with all top quality materials. What a donkey. Alright, whatever. What? How many of these things do you want? What? Hang on. I've been swizzed. I've been swizzed. That wasn't even the right flipping... Oh no. Okay, well I'll get 12 draconium ore back from it then. Ah, boo hiss. What did I actually need to make? I actually needed to make 2 draconium blacksmith hammers. Alright, let's try that again then, shall we? Draconium blacksmith hammers. Oh, I only have quality 3 ceravite. Whatever. 1, 2. Perfecto. Has me books turned up yet? Nibs, go lie down, please. Go lie down. Go lie down. You're pacing. You're being sillies. Go lie down. Book on blacksmithing. No book on enchanting. Scribes. Scribes, go. Where are me scribes at?
Have a look around.
I'm waiting for orders. These are public orders. The entire point of the system is that I don't have to wait.
These goods will serve you
Okay.
well.
That, though, should be everything. Let's learn some knowledge points then. should go lie down. Being so silly. How much extra skill does the last node in the elemental shatter tree give you? I have no idea. Oh, 25. I was wondering what the hell you were talking about then. Then I realised it's 25. You mean this one, right? Further study this. Oh, hang on. No. Back it up. You get 25 skill. You get 25 skill by default. How much more do you get with this node? That also makes a world of difference. Because that not only makes a world of difference, that could also push you into guaranteeing quality 3 big dick enchants. If it gives 25 extra. Because you get 25. If I go and break that, if I shatter an elemental, it's 25. I'm not going to do it again for the purpose of now, but I get 25 by default. How much more do you get? Because we've already worked out that we can get the devotion weapon enchants into the hidden craft value. Is it theoretically possible then to push it to guaranteed? Can you guarantee these? Can you actually guarantee these, do you think? I wonder. How far does simulation mode go? Isn't there a... craft results. I saw something for this. Isn't there a spec tree thing somewhere? I swear there was a spec tree simulator thingy with this. Apparently, maybe not. Okay, I'm miles off that either way, but it is an interesting question, one that I don't actually know the answer to. Well, I'm only getting goddamn shards from these. Give me some epics. You son bitch. Small amount of magical power. That's going to give me some dust. That was a pattern that I need to send to my tailor. Random disenchant item. The reality is BOEs, I should actually probably, thinking about it, in fact, I should be vendoring nearly all of these. Hey, resonant crystal. That'll do. Okay, I'll look into that in a bit more detail. Okay, that should be all of my knowledge points though, right? Where the flippin' hell is all my scribes? And why are they not doing my order? So I've got 12 points. I could get this, which is the Sophic Amalgamation, to make the pet. I get 5 skill from here. Learn to extract the elementals within the elements within primal elementals. Further studying their magic and acquiring additional reagents. Gain 1% chance to acquire additional rousing elements per point in this spec. Is there any way of tracking when they actually procs, though? Because I do have a bunch of rousing fires, and I have acquired said rousing fires from killing the elementals. But my question is how much is this actually, you know, what's the benefit? I don't know now. I need to do anything and everything that grants me more skill. I've got 12 points to spend. Rods, this... This is just more skill when crafting certain things. This is specialized skill. Although I kind of want to put 10 points in here to learn how to make the Kazgarite rod. Because then I can make my own weapons, and I can make my own weapons better than they already are. That's a convenience 10 points. Not a 10 points that I think is actually smart to spend, though. So there's obviously points in here, there's space in here, but I think the rest of the points are going to go into one of these 3 nodes quite quickly. Putting another 10 points into here gives me, what do I get from this? 1% chance to locate mystic items. So another 10% chance to locate mystic items, another 5 skill when crafting things, and another 5 inspiration as well. And then we're only 3 points away from this one. Feels like a bug, but the buff you get from the shatter should not grant any skill until 40 points. Is that true? Oh, until you put it in here. Ah, so this may not give you any additional on top of the 25 you get. What we're saying is that we're getting the 25 points now when realistically we shouldn't. Because what does the shattering process actually state? Although I don't know if I agree with that, because it does say here, shatter an awakened element to gain its power. Oh, but maybe its initial power is things like the plus strength. And then, once you've put 40 points into it, improving your... It also then should improve your skill at crafting the element whilst the shattered power lingers within you. So like the plus strength you should get by default. And then once you put 40 points in here, you also should then get the plus skill. So you might not get any more skill from this. Okay. Okay. My choice now then is, do I put 10 more points into Insight of the Blue? Because that will... Oh no, hang on. Hang on. When do I unlock the second... Oh, ouch. It's not until 35 points I can unlock this. Woo, sheesh. I was thinking putting 10 points in here, because then that will allow me to unlock this one, but it doesn't. I need to get all the way to... I need 25 more points to unlock this. Ouch. Okay. I don't know. I don't think it matters. I'm going to max both of these before too long anyway. Oh, I don't know which path to go. If you don't know, it's safer not to go at all. I think I should probably pool up some more points until I can do something more constructive with them. What I'd really like to do is find the other 3 glimmers, actually. Are these 4 each? I think these are 4 each, aren't they? Oh no, they're 3 each. 3, 6, 9, 12. These are 3 knowledge points each. I want to get all 4 of them before I disenchant them, so I remember which ones I've got and which ones I haven't, because I won't remember that. And they're not easily tracked. Okay, what can we do with blacksmithing? We should have a bunch more points for blacksmithing now. Hammer control is done. Speciality smithing. We could, in theory, practically cap stonework just so it is done. Or we put 20 more points into probably here. Do we learn anything from here? We learn the molten mace by picking it up. And the Kazgarite blacksmith hammer, not something we particularly need. $10 points there. 10 points there means we can at least unlock this. That gets us a recipe. Primal molten mace. Actually, thinking about it, it makes a lot of sense for me to actually craft this for myself all the same. First time craft bonus. Bit of a gear upgrade. Although a 386 weapon is not particularly impressive. I'd want to try and get it to... in fact, if I had primal alloys, it might actually be close to... I could inspiration proc this to top quality, I reckon, anyway. 8 more points. 8 more points can't really do anything super wonderful. I'd need 10 more points, really. Weapon crafting is 15% faster. How boring. 15% inspiration and 15% resourcefulness when making weapons and large tools. I guess that makes a difference. Not to mention we'd then be able to go this way as well. Okay. Not much to spend there. I've got to decide what I'm doing with these dragon shards, you know. I've got 9 dragon shards lying about. I never know where to spend my dragon shards. I'm always cautious about... This is the problem with having 2 professions. And I knew this was going to be the problem with dragon shards, that you have to pick. And I'm not good at picking. Because I want both. And I can't have both. The probability is that I will spend them in enchanting, because I think this looks a lot more fun. And I think there's a lot more I can do with it. Those 15% weapon crafting speeds are so useless. The only time it matters is if you find a shuffle and then Blizzard nerf it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Right, I don't know where I'm placing points. Where's me book? There's me book. Finally, somebody's done it. Scribe got out of bed. Okay. Okay. I don't think there's too much more I can do on this character this week then. I mean, apart from the obvious of, like, farming for shards and killing rares and all of that sort of stuff. But at least the basics on this tune is done. I apologise. I was half planning on spending some time on the PTR today, and then I just completely didn't. I got way too distracted with enchanting. But I'm very, very intrigued to see just how far we can push these weapon enchants. Now that I've done a little bit of, napkin math to understand that with enough points we can get within the hidden craft value, hidden skill value, whatever you want to call it, to amplify your inspiration chances, would then take these from being not profitable to being probably incredibly profitable, which intrigues me. Not to mention, I'm super intrigued by what the hell is going on with this primal invocation extract thing. The fact that somebody has clearly worked out how these go, because they're on the auction house. Albeit not many of them, though. This is the thing that surprises me. There's like practically none of these in existence. They clearly do something. I suspect that you kind of have... I don't know. It can't possibly be that you need to be transformed to get something, because then how would the first person ever get it? But there's definitely some weird and wonderful way on getting this recipe, and I haven't figured out what it is yet. But it massively intrigues me, the fact that there's only one person in the entire EU who has crafted a primal invocation extract at quality 3. How is that even possible that only one person has done it? I don't know. Curiosity is kicking in. I mean, I don't even know how you get the recipe, never mind enough skill to craft it at quality 3. I mean, I guess the way you craft it at quality 3 is craft it at quality 2 with inspiration. That shouldn't be too problematic. But there's clearly only one dude that has the recipe even. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, boys and girls, I'm hungry. I'm going to go get me some food. Tomorrow, we will go on the PTR. We'll take a look at the PTR tomorrow. I was planning on doing it today, never made it there. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll go PTR tomorrow. There's a few interesting things I want to investigate on the PTR before it goes live. So enjoy the rest of your day, boys and girls. Thank you all for joining. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. So hit that follow button if you haven't already. Come say hi over on the Discord. Streamlabs is spewing all the links all the time. Or, of course, come over and watch some of the content over on YouTube. But enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.